Welcome to Chromatic Koala, where our adventurers will be fighting the Australian wildfires tonight. A friendly reminder that your bits and donations will be going to help our friends in Australia. There is a link down below if that is a little easier for you to access. But welcome, hope everybody's doing great tonight. With me, I have the usual cast of criminals: Patches playing Yaramir, Abby playing Adrian Blackburn, Lucy playing Brynanwyn Lielo, Sam playing Blossom on the Water, and last, but certainly not least, Alex playing King Jax Isifer. We are going to head over to our character recap done by Sam and Blossom on the Water.
Hey, Ma. I'm glad to say that I'm not writing this from a jail cell, waiting for my turn at the gallows or something. I'm not sure where I am writing from, though. Somewhere deep underground. So far, thanks to some help escaping Maywood from that charming bastard Ton, we've managed not to get caught for me murdering that guard. Who was, by the way, the son of General Claymore, head of Maywood's army. Because of course he was. So, that's just fucking great. Once we escaped the city, we made it to the town of Pearl to look for Acralius Finch's missing bird. We finally found it in a small village where it was caught in a cage by a young elf girl named Felicity. She turned out to be a super powerful necromancer. Her family and village died because something is wrong with the river nearby. It poisoned them, I think. And Felicity rose them all. She was puppeteering them like it was nothing. It was the creepiest thing I've ever seen, and we just left a tower with a blood and corpse laboratory. Bryn was able to talk the kid down from attacking us with the undead. Kangjex was having a lot of trouble with the zombies around. I guess Bullin Yang doesn't like undead very much. We made it to a village called Emberglade, where we met with some distant relatives of Bryn's. I'm real happy for her to have found some family that welcome her. I know she thought she was alone till now. Maybe now she'll know she's not anymore. We also met someone else real special. Kangjax's old flame was there. Her name is Aurora, and she seems like a real peach. I can see why King Jax likes her. She must be someone important back home, because she had to marry one of Bryn's cousins for some political reasons. I think she still likes King Jax, though, and her husband Lathander seems like a real donkus. I don't like the idea of politics and tradition keeping folks apart from each other like that. It's not right. At least the two lovebirds get to spend some time together for a bit. Aurora is coming with us to look into whatever weird stuff is harming the water in the area. Seems something in the river is what killed Felicity's family and village, and it's making its way upstream to Pearl now, too. We've made it to the Concords, a collection of small towns that have banded together to stay independent from Maywood. Whatever is wrong with the river seems to have started around here. We met with a man named Duke Eli Lagano, and he actually seems like a good guy for a noble type, although I think he may exaggerate things even more than I do. He was thankful that we're willing to look into things, especially now that the problem is spread into other towns, too. We investigated the Concord's old well and water source, which used to be blessed by some arch-existence or fae creature called the Lady of the Lake. Apparently she died a few years ago, and her son and heir has been away ever since. I wonder if that's got something to do with it? I know blessings can be powerful as heck if there's one thing I've learned traveling with King Jax these last few months. Maybe that power being gone is why things have gone wrong. We found a crack in the local well that led to some creepy caverns. Kangjax fell into a whirlpool and a pit trying to reach a magic ring that we found hanging out over it. Thanks to him, I'm still soaking wet after going in after the big fuzzy goofball. Sorry if the ink is smudgy now. Kangjax fought off these two creepy brain creatures with tentacles and beaks, and we found a giant pit of what looks like some kind of demon ichor that's leaking into the river. I guess that's what's causing the problems, but who put it here and why? What were those weird brain creatures, and what are these gross, fleshy-looking hives that we found in the Ichor Pond and in another room? We're still investigating this cavern area, and things are just getting weirder and weirder. We found markings we can't read on a door, and we fought some big magic spiky armor that Adrian is rocking now. We also found these strange zombie-like creatures that seem to be preying to one of those flesh hives. It's creepy and gross, and Eli better pay us real well for helping with this mess. We fought off these marrow creatures for now, but still gotta deal with the strange hive that seems to have powers of its own. At least it seems like we got a little new luck on our side. I haven't told you about my new friendship with Nock. Yeah, that Nock, the arch-existence. He's been helping me out lately, doing favors to help me in the wrong turn stay alive. I never would have survived Carnival or fighting with Auntie Thunder without him. I've, been helping him too, finding things, unlocking things. He recently offered me a favor to help him open a box somewhere someday. I guess I know now what his favor to me was. Ma, I know you really wanted me to be able to do magic like you. I'm sorry I never got the hang of it. But I think that's all changing now, thanks to Nock. I think you'd like him, actually. Maybe when we find you, I can introduce you someday. We've got to get rid of these strange hives still and figure out what they are and who's down here poisoning people with that ichor. I just hope we don't have to get any wetter than we already are. Don't worry, Mom. As soon as we fix the water, we'll get back to trying to find out what Thunder did to you. And now, next time she shows her face, I'll be more ready than ever to slice it up for you. See you soon, I promise. Your little moonbeam.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for starting us off with a bang, everybody who's donated, especially you, Beamer, for your continued support.
Your continued
you.
donations are going to save these koalas and wombats.
Oh, for the kangaroos, yes. Yep.
Yes.
All right, well, so we left off where Marsaurus, the big brass dragon, took a bite at Kangjack, so I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Holy shit, the hot
God.
drop.
How about
just
now?
We're hot dropping, boys.
We're hot dropping.
Oh, I didn't warm up
Oh
any
my
of
god.
dice.
All right. Well, that was quick. Goodbye, orange die.
Yeah, that's
Natural
gonna
20.
be damn.
I
Rogue it
will
up.
balance that out real
23.
quick with a natural 1.
28.
20,
I got a 19,
30.
so 23.
So
I got a
Blossom,
9.
Bryn, Kangjax.
So 20,000 for Blossom.
Yeah, you were first.
Literally, yeah. Blossom's literally first. Literally everyone else on the continent moves, and then I'm
And then, all right.
Blossom
so-
is Fry in that episode of Futurama where he drinks 100 cups of coffee.
Yes!
And stops.
That was such a good
That's how
episode.
drunk she
I
is
was
right
saved
now.
by a mysterious orange blur.
And Marsaurus rolled a. Oh wow, dragons are not very dexterous. The more you know.
So much lipstick on my teeth.
All right, so I do not have a
don't know
map
that
for this,
skill.
but basically I'm just going to explain it because it's pretty basic. You are all in Marsaurus's lair. It is a circular chamber. It's about 80 feet across both ways. You have some couches and things to take cover behind, so just say it and it's there if you want to take cover behind something. Basically, you're all in this like strange, like kind of circle, like kind of making sure your friend is okay when all of a sudden you see its jaws snap out and kind of grapple Kangjax almost. So Blossom, you're going to be up first after you see this. The mouth of the cave is about a 30-foot wide arch. Outside, it goes straight down into the cold sea. You could climb down as well, but there's not a whole lot of grip. So it's really up to y'all what you're doing. Blossom, take it away.
Awesome. And I take it the mouth of the cave seems to be the only way in and out?
It does.
Oh, of course it is. All right, well, at least I can climb. Because I'm not going in that fucking water. Shit. All right. Blossom is gonna move up towards Kangjax and Marsaurus for now. And she's just gonna say, "What? I don't know what to do. I don't wanna hurt him. Can we like tie him down or knock him out or something?" And I'll hold my attack, just
Okay.
pretty much until Marsaurus either attacks me or Kangjax again.
All right. Bryn, you're up next. You see your friend Blossom move up to do this. Kangjax is kind of grappled around the waist.
Oh,
Are we
no.
doing non-lethal attacks? Can that be a thing? Can I state now, here and now? I don't want to
You
kill
can do
Marsaurus.
non-lethal melee attacks.
Fuck! I don't do melee.
Rude.
There's no rules as written.
Rules is rules.
I don't make the rules.
I
Ew.
guess I will. Is it a bad idea to try and collapse the entrance of the cave. Is that a
It is
terrible
an
plan?
idea.
I
I
mean,
don't
Is it a
know if
bad
it's a
one,
good
though?
idea.
that is what I'm thinking, honestly.
Right. Sam suggested.
Yeah. I just don't think Blossom would think of it immediately. So, Bryn, however, is a smarty.
That's true.
Bryn's
Yes, but I don't want to trap us inside. Okay,
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
I cast mage armor,
Okay, mage
there
armor.
you go.
and then I book it for the entrance.
Okay, you make it about halfway there. You probably got another 20 feet or so, because you have a little extra
Cool.
movement, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
speedy.
Okay, so you got about 20 feet till you're outside on the little overhang that sticks out from his lair. There's about 20 foot of solid stone that kind of hangs out after the archway. So you could collapse it and
Okay.
then sit on the outside, but, you know, then
Um,
you'd have to figure out something else.
I want to shout for the rest of my party to join me outside.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
Okay. All right, Kangjax, you're up. You have
I'm a
these.
bit stuck.
You haven't taken damage. You're not technically grappled, just narratively grappled.
Oh. Oh man, this is gonna. Wait, I have a thing. I was like, I'm gonna have to incur an attack of opportunity, but I don't have to. Eyebrow boinky. I'm gonna use my hidden step as a bonus action.
Nice.
Turn invisible. Until the start of my next turn, I attack, deal damage, or force a saving throw once per saving rest. Short rest. Saving rest.
Once per saving us.
So Kane Jax is just gonna kind of like look around and just throw his hands out, the big fuzzy mitts, and just poof, in a puff of snow, he's gonna disappear, turn invisible, and I'm gonna run for the entrance that Barin did as well.
Okay, with your, it's 30 feet Misty Step, right?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, so you can get all
well, it's
the
not
way
a Misty
outside.
Step. I'm just invisible.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So you get 30 feet. You're right behind Bryn. You're about 35 or 30 more feet from the entrance. Okay.
I've got one more action I'd like to do.
Go for it.
I'm gonna look at all of my friends, hold up my hammer, and be like, "Strike the bull and be with us." The hammer's gonna like flash bright light as I cast Beacon of Hope on everybody,
Okay.
except Marsaurus, of course.
Aw.
Uh-uh.
Oh, darn.
Okay. So
Oh, thank you.
Marsaurus is up now. He's gonna turn towards the entrance. He's frothing from the mouth. His eyes have kind of glazed over with this white film. This is not the friend that you once knew. He has this red kind of clay all over his wings, and you see from his nostrils this fire start brimming up. He is gonna use his fire breath towards the entrance. So I need Blossom, Kangjax, and no, not Blossom, just Kangjax and Bryn. Or no, Kangjax and Bryn to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Blossom, you said you were right next to him, so you're kind of out of the way of it.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
that's a
next to where
3
King Jax was.
plus
Yeah.
4.
That's a 4?
So 7.
Okay,
That's a
you
4?
both take 45 fire damage.
Excuse me, what?
TPK.
That dragon breath.
TPK.
Yeah.
Ooh,
BK.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Holy
roll
shit.
concentration now.
Yep.
that's a spicy
Oh,
meatball.
speaking of Hope Con.
Yeah.
What is the
18.
I
I don't think that's half.
No. Yeah.
No, so Beacon of Hope dies.
That was quick.
Sorry.
Oh. Fuck.
So the other three of you kind of standing next to Marsaurus, a little caught off guard. You see his nostrils flare up as I described, and he just opens his mouth, and the 60-foot column of fire just towards the entrance, like old school movie style, and the flames are kind of curling and licking the outside of the cavern wall. Everybody's not looking great, but they're still on
Bryn
their
looks
feet.
very bad. She's been thoroughly crisped.
I'm not looking great. Excuse me. I just got more than halved.
I have 4 hit points left. Thank you for asking.
And Marsaurus, he seems a little sluggish, though. He's not moving as fast as he could. He takes 2 kind of sideways staggering steps towards the entrance and almost falls over, you notice. He's not really balancing so well. So he's about 20 foot away from Kang Jackson, about 20 from Bryn now, just for your little mind
Also,
image.
Azil fucking dissolved. Side note.
Oops.
Oops.
10 gold. Adrian, you were up next. You just watched this happen, and you're kind of standing there, shield attached to you, sword in hand, like, okay.
I would like to run to my friends and protectively position myself in front of them.
Okay, so you run 30 feet up, you catch up with Kangjax, you're right behind him, your shield's above him, kind of protecting his head area.
Hell yeah.
You could dash if you want to use your action to get out of the cave, you could just stay there.
Nope, I am protecting
Okay.
my babies.
Alright.
No, shield mom.
I protect.
Shield mom.
Alright, Yarmir,
We love
same
Shield
thing.
Mom.
You're extremely hot, you got some singes across your face.
So I'm like right near him, right?
You're like 10 foot away, so you wouldn't incur an opportunity attack, but you are pretty close to him.
Okay. And would you say, is it daylight right now?
Yeah, it's
Dark-
early morning. I wouldn't
Dark
say
in the
it's-
cave?
Yeah, I'd give you dark in the cave.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to step up towards him, and I'm gonna give him a right across the snout.
Alright, roll to hit.
No, Marsaurus.
Leave him alone.
Ah!
He didn't do nothing wrong.
He doesn't know.
All right. Yeah,
He's
that's
still a little boy inside.
not gonna hit. That's a 2.
You have another attack, right? Yeah, extra attack.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So second attack. Not any better.
Damn, dude.
Total of 10.
Yeah, no. So both your fists, you hit him in the nose twice, and he just kind of shakes it off, and his gaze kind of looks down at you now for a second, but then he looks back at the people escaping his lair, seemingly shifting his focus to that. Bonus action?
Bonus action would be I'm gonna shadow step as close to the entrance of the cave as I can.
Okay. It's 30 feet, right?
60 feet.
60? Yeah, you're outside.
Nope.
You're like right at the edge of the arch. You're just outside. You see the sunlight. You smell the salty ocean air, and you kind of look down and kind of lose your footing for a second and regain it. Blossom, you have your held action still. If you want to attack him, you can, because he hit Kangjax.
Yeah. Oh, I don't really want to, but I will to see if it'll distract him. I'll just take a whack with my dagger. Like I won't even,
Sure.
do like real weapon attack.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 21.
Yep, that hits.
Ah, shit. It's gonna be 8 damage.
8
Can
damage.
I have
And it's
can I have
magical.
your roll, please?
I feel so bad. I love Marsaurus.
So you stab him in the side of the scales, and one of the scales flies up as he lets out this column of flame at Kangjax.
I'm like, I'm sorry.
Top of the order, you're up again, Blossom. I just had forgot you held it.
Yeah, no problem. I was kind of like, I don't know if she's gonna like make it anyway. So I think everybody's actually outside of the cave already now then, right?
Not quite.
Everybody made it?
Only Yarmir's outside. Everybody else is 20 feet away from the cave mouth still.
Oh, okay. Shit, and I'm sorry, just remind me, what's the number distance from like where Blossom is to the mouth of the cave?
You're probably about 50 feet away.
Oh, okay, so I could get there with like a dash action or a feline agility. And I'm gonna actually stay where I am right now with the plan of just trying to try to distract Marsaurus after that last hit.
Okay.
And I'll do the same thing where I hold my like attack for, in case he makes another attack at the others.
All right, Bryn, you're up.
I cast Phantasmal Killer on Marsaurus.
Wait, what?
He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, that's,
Blossom will call out like, maybe we can trap him in here. Oh, all right.
that's
So-
a 10, but he's gonna use legendary resistance to pass.
Oh God, he's not
Whack.
just a.
Yep.
He's just not a dragon. He's a big dragon.
He is
He's
a
an-
I'm
big
full of
fan.
rage.
He's an adult.
I'm angry.
Okay,
I
I run the
mean-
rest of
talk
the
me,
way.
I'm
Yell at
angry.
the
Yeah.
wizards.
Yeah,
Alright.
In theory, if Ed had succeeded, he would be frightened and he'd have to move away from me. I doubt 4010 would kill a full-grown dragon. But that didn't work, and that was my only level 4 spell slot.
Bye.
Actually, was it? Yes.
Yeah.
I have one more. No. Okay.
Because we're all level 8, right?
Yeah. I'll double check and see because I'm not sure if that's correct. I might have
Say
two.
that like I know what spell slots are.
We'll
for
find out.
class.
I run the rest of the way towards the entrance and try and take cover.
Okay, you're
I
outside.
cannot. Yeah, I will die. If I get hit by that again, I will insta die.
Oh,
I am squishy.
I didn't roll the recharge yet, so don't worry about it. Okay, so Kangjax, you were up.
Oh, is there water nearby? Like a lot of water?
I
The
mean,
ocean?
There's water about 180 feet below you.
Is there now?
Mhm.
180.
The ocean.
Oh,
Yeah, remember we're kind of shipwrecked.
let's flood this. Let's flood this bitch. we need something.
I lied. I have 2 spell slots. I'm gonna try that again next turn.
And that's why I was like, wait, you should have more.
You were about to incur heavy penalties on your relationship with Blossom. I hope you recognize.
Yes, but I need to get Marsaurus slowed down and prevent this fire from happening. Yeah, I'd like to redirect the flow of the water into the cave here.
Okay. So you kind of stand out
Gonna have words,
to the
King
other
James.
side. How many gallons does it control? Does it say?
A cube up to 100 feet on a side.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So 5 feet. How many gallons of water can fit in about 5 feet squared?
It's fine. Yeah, I was just curious how much. So go ahead, describe
lot.
what you do if you'd like to.
So Kane Jax is gonna pull the classic Moses and just be like, "All right, Bullen, we're gonna need a whole beans ton of water in here." And he's gonna take his hammer
These
and
beans references
slam it
just
on the
make less
ground,
less
and the ground's
sense
gonna
as time
crack
goes on.
towards the ocean, and just, and then like you just hear water coming in from the distance, and just this deluge of water just comes crashing into the cave as 100 square feet of water come pouring. I
Awesome.
can, yeah.
Blossom,
Somewhere-
you look at the cave mouth, and you almost have that split second of, should I just chill with Marsaurus or should I actually run away? Anything else, King Jax?
God damn it, King James.
No, that was my action.
Okay, Marsaurus is up next. He is
Oh,
gonna.
fuck, maybe I should have moved.
Oh, I mean, you can move.
Nah, it's all good. I'm not leaving my friends behind.
Okay, he's gonna.
You need
Everyone
to
hold a
leave.
standoff,
I
'cause
need
none
to
of us are
collapse
gonna
the
leave.
cave.
I know.
He's gonna take
Blossom,
his
stay 'cause she's
multi-attack at
fast.
Blossom.
May Balloon be with thee, Blossom.
Oh.
With
Yeah.
your Dunyan rings.
Yikes. It's a 14,
Miss.
29,
Yeah, that'll
and
hit.
27.
Both will hit. One of them I will uncanny dodge it.
Okay.
That's probably a good idea.
The bite is 17, and the claw is 13.
17, 13. Okay, and I'm actually going to Blossom just sort of hisses reflexively and will accidentally Hellish Rebuke in response.
Nice.
That is, I believe, a dex save.
Ooh, he rolled well.
That was 17 and 13 damage, you said, right?
Yep, he rolled a 23.
Okay, so that's still going to be half,
Yep.
though. Let me go find my dice. It's gonna be shit, sorry. Numbers. That's only 4 fire damage.
You
Not great.
he
So math
hits you with his
math
claw
sucks.
across your back, and you kind of yell out frustratedly, and you watch as this blue flame appears on his back, and he just kind of like pats it out really quick, but you're not entirely sure what happened, but it seems to be working in your favor. Okay, anything else? Oh, that was your reaction.
That wasn't even my turn, yeah.
Adrian, you are up next.
I'm gonna yell at everyone to run.
Okay, good.
Because I'm not gonna be. I am gonna be the last one leaving this cave. Thank you very much. And can I just like use my turn, like my action, to push them out?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to use your action and your movement for that,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
I would
let-
like to push them.
I'll let you push Kangjax all the way out unless he wants to make a argument to that.
No, I guess I will let Adrian push me out of the cave.
Okay,
I'll
Kangjax.
like fucking like deck you with my shield. Just
Kangjax, you look down and you see a really angry shield mom just pushing you out of the cave, yelling in your face, just pushing you forward. You're
love
outside.
Adrian so much.
Amazing.
Adrian,
Yes,
you're
mother.
pushing against the water still flowing into the cave. You're just screaming in Kangjax's face, just pushing him out.
what the fuck fuck are you doing? Get out of here! Oh my god! Why don't you fucking run?
All right, Yarmir, you're up
Yes,
next.
mother.
All right, so let's see here.
We're so good at this game, guys.
We really are.
Good
aren't we?
D&D sessions are built on bad decisions.
That's true.
I think if I made good decisions,
words
I
have
would
never
not
been
be very
spoken.
good at Dungeons and Dragons.
So the only one in the cave now is Blossom. Everyone else is on the outside
And
stone slab.
Blossom, you're like right up against Mersaurus, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm also pretty fast, so.
Okay.
I'm begging
um,
you, leave this cave.
Yes, please get out of there.
She'll
Yeah,
be
I don't-
fine.
I don't really have
Oh.
anything I particularly want to do, so I'm just gonna get out of the way of the mouth of the cave and
Okay.
wait for everyone else.
All right, top of the order, Blossom.
Okay,
have
everybody is
some,
out now but me, I believe, yeah?
Yep.
Some really
Okay.
great range.
Just for good measure, I'll take another half-hearted whack at him with my dagger.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 19.
Yeah, it hits.
Aha, that's only 6 damage. But that means that now as I zip away, he cannot make an attack of opportunity
Yeah,
against
sure.
Awesome. And she will just zip on right past everybody. And I kind of picture like almost a Looney Tunes moment where she like steps outside the cave and realizes there's like nothing but water underneath and just kind of like scrambles to like clutch onto the wall with her claws.
Yep.
And it's just like, what the fuck, King Jax?
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right, Brennan, when you are up.
I cast Shatter on the roof of the cave.
Okay.
I'm not out.
It
Oh wait, I
fails
am out
its
of there.
save. So go ahead and roll for damage.
That was
Oh,
my
boy.
idea.
How many damages is that?
I don't know. I think 3d6,
Oh, please.
right?
I really should have the spell details of the stuff I plan
3d8.
to use. 3d8. I don't have any d8s out. Hold, please. We're getting there. I really should have planned this better.
Hey, I mean, I'm a fighter. I have all the d8s out.
Longsword, longsword.
Okay.
I don't mind if I longsword.
Okay. The first two is 9. How many was it? 3?
Yep.
14?
14. You watch as the 30-foot tall arch starts to crumble. You see Marsaurus inside, like batting away falling debris with his claws. You eventually see one hit him over the top of the head, and he just starts to kind of fold under, protecting himself with his wings as the entire cave mouth collapses, and you are no longer in immediate danger.
I don't like the
Excellent.
phrasing immediate danger.
Me neither.
I'm gonna use my powers to make the water recede.
Okay.
There's just a soaked and very angry Blossom clinging to the wall of the cliff face.
I have been thoroughly burned and thoroughly drenched within 2 minutes of each other.
Hey, at least
Adrian's
the
walking
fires are-
around like
Those
checking
cancel
everyone
out. You're
out.
fine, right?
Adrian's
yeah, I'll
like
go-
walking up to people, like, you know, like lifting arms and inspecting things. It's like, all right, are you okay? Do you need immediate medical attention?
I'm
All
gonna
right,
dump.
You're a little scratched up. Just
I'm
brush it
gonna-
off. You'll be okay.
I'm gonna dump a second level cure wounds into Bryn.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you were at 4 hit points, so
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
use it.
Allegedly.
10
Again,
points,
I'm
hit points back.
squishy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Wait, I did math bad. Hold on, not 10. I did math bad.
I've been mathing bad like all goddamn night already, so.
Remote.
11. Would hate to cheat you out of one of your hit points.
I mean, it could be a matter
It
of
could
It
be the
makes
one.
a difference for wizards, okay?
Truly
You
does.
I wish you didn't like cancel out my Beacon of Hope because it just would have been full.
I'm
It-
sorry.
been-
No, you're not.
I truly am. That's a great spell. Okay, so
is.
you have 20 feet of stone slab underneath of you, kind of overhanging a cliff. Down below you, you see a few rocks fall from the slab and kind of bubble into the surf. It's about 180 feet down, best guess. And there is a steep cliff face you could climb down, but other than that, you are kind of stuck. You could also climb up. There is still more mountain to be had above you. Those are kind of your options right now.
How far
there-
away was Keith?
really far away.
Really far.
Like,
He was in the
weeks.
Can't
desert,
help
right?
you now.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite side of the planet.
Keith is weeks away from you.
Damn it, Keith, I need you.
Is there a beach down below, or is it like cliff face, rocks and water?
There is a beach, but the way the slab hangs out and the mountain is kind of angled strange, you would actually have to like climb the mountain down. Like if you jumped, you would land in
Right.
the water. You wouldn't land on the beach flat. So you
Right.
How
couldn't
much
jump and
damage
hit
will we
water.
take from jumping?
Probably
lot.
a lot.
Like, I don't even think Yaramir can slow fall that shit in like
Yeah.
I
probably.
could probably slow
five.
fall it. It wouldn't be
Pretty.
You
be
can probably
fun.
take like 40 or 50 points tops.
well
Okay,
with slow
I-
fall probably.
That's what
Don't-
I'm saying.
I do not want to climb this cliff, but it might be our only option.
Yeah, I don't know about climbing.
What about Blossom will like take a look up. Does she see anything that looks like maybe a ledge like up ahead that might be a better like place for us to go from here?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh. Actually pretty okay. That is going to be a 22.
22. There are ledges higher up, but unfortunately, it's not the same like length of a climb, but it is going to be a harder climb as well. And at the angle you're at right now, because it's above you, you can't really see if even inside of that cave is going to be any safer than the cave that you're at right now.
Right.
So you do recognize all these little things with your good roll, but unfortunately, you just don't know the unknown of what would be inside of that.
Okay. I'll
Look, I'm
write-
just saying, for climbing, you're supposed to have 3 points of contact at all times, and I only have 3 points of contact.
Well, I mean, I guess right now all we really got to go on is up or down. I don't think we're really more likely to be safe one way or the other. I mean, I'll be able to get up and down pretty easy, but I think going down might be easier for.
I can carry Adrian. I'm big and strong. I have powerful build.
Even in that pointy armor.
Oh yeah.
Adrian is wearing the like
Adrian's got the thorn mail on.
the spur armor.
But I
Spiky
like
armor.
it.
Adrian's wearing her chaos warrior armor.
Adrian is a porcupine right now.
She really is.
Oh, I should be okay. I've got thick fur and skin, and I'm wearing armor myself.
All
This is
right.
pretty heavy on you, but okay.
Is this
I
the
have a-
plan?
I
I
If it
genuinely
comes
don't
down
think
to
I
it.
can climb that far.
Your prosthetic arm doesn't count as a 4th point of contact.
It doesn't
It
seem
does not
secure.
grab things.
No.
I wouldn't want to
Hi, have
endanger.
you seen my arms? They're noodles. I can't fucking climb. Shit.
I guess I'll carry you too.
That's a lot. I
No,
mean,
that's
I don't
like
think
a
that's
bad
gonna work.
Just
How
give
much?
me like a rope. I can climb.
I was
with
gonna
one
say
arm
it
by
between
leg.
all of us. How much
we
rope
could
do
link up a
we
rope.
have? I think we should all have 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Every
Metagaming.
Idea. I cast Shatter on ground, and we surf this baby down.
No!
Please do.
That feels like a very good way to get
Blossom
past.
will kill you if the fall doesn't.
Are you saying you guys don't have slow fall?
I just remembered
No,
I wasn't
dude.
taking
Why
any
would you?
attack
That
on
just sounds like.
Marsaurus.
Why, that doesn't sound very fun. Why wouldn't you want slow fall?
You don't have
I was
you
like,
don't
these
have
numbers
spell
seem small.
that you can make yourself float down like wee feather, like feather fall, perhaps.
Yaramir kind of looks over the
No.
edge and he's like,
Did not take that spell.
I could.
Not fiery enough, I guess.
No. It was
It's-
enough,
It ruins your whole aesthetic. I get
uh,
it.
So
It
Only
does.
hurt
there
about as
are,
much as
it's
the
destructive.
dragon
I
fire
took
would.
over.
if there are
I missed
5 of
a
us,
step.
then we each have 50 feet of
I think that
rope.
helps.
We should have enough for what was
Yeah.
it? 100 something feet?
180 feet down.
Oh, we
Can
got
I
about-
Yeah,
Yes,
we only
hold
need
on.
4 lengths.
It's close, but it'll work because we'll want to make sure it's
Question.
like tied real well together.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Could I, as I'm currently drenched, cast Flaming Sphere on myself and float my way down without taking any damage?
You would probably start incurring damage about halfway through.
We're putting a lot of thought
If
into
I had
this.
more hit points, I would do it.
Yeah.
Why don't we just combine our rope and just each of us climb down individually? We're putting
That's what
way
I'm
too much
saying.
thought
I
into
really
No,
think
this.
that's
that's
what I'm
gonna be
saying.
our best bet.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be
like
Blossoms-
the move here.
Blossom's got like a climbing speed, so I can just sort of like spot the noodly armed ones as we go to like try and assist.
Doodly arms.
I was
Okay,
gonna say, I
so
can...
why don't you all go ahead and make an athletics check? I'm not gonna make you roll to tie ropes and shit. So
Ooh, do I still need to make one if I'm using my climbing speed?
no, you do not. You're fine.
Aha.
That's a big 5.
Big 5.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a good thing Big Daddy Kane Jax has that proficiency, baby, and a decent
22.
strength score.
22.
I might
I
have
lied.
Adrian beat.
6.
14.
Ooh.
6, Bryn?
Yep.
23.
Oh, if I'm able to
Whoa.
assist though,
Yeah.
can Bryn roll again? Because I'll probably be like, yeah, she's gonna need more help than Adrian, even
It's
with one
okay.
good arm.
I can just-
It's a group skill check basically.
Oh, thank God.
I can
Um,
carry Bryn. I got a
Yeah.
23.
So
I have a
between
-1.
Blossom and Blossom goes first, basically. Bryn goes second, and King Jax is above Bryn, kind of helping her down. Bryn kind of does slip at one point, and you kind of do the old cliff catch,
Whoop.
you know. But the rest of you, it's long, it's tiring. You're not feeling well. You make it about halfway down. There's a little slab for a rest, and that you kind of take, and then you continue on. You make it to the bottom. It just takes a long time. You're getting really tired, and it's already like mid-afternoon. It's a long climb.
Would you say it's exhausting?
No, I wouldn't say it's
Okay.
exhausting, but so
Bryn like face plants into the sand as
Yeah.
soon as they're down.
just
collapses,
because
like-
I don't want to roll for rock climbing all night, you do make it to the bottom eventually.
Reasonable.
We don't want to play rock climbing simulator.
You've got scratches, you've got cuts, you're not feeling great, but you did it.
I'm burned.
We all just use our passive
Yeah.
What if we
athletics to
had a
get down?
cauldron
Yeah.
and a sledgehammer?
About halfway down your climb, you do hear rumbling from the interior of this mountain.
Uh-oh.
That's fine.
But you
Think
make it
he
to
will
the bottom.
Blossom takes a swig from her flask immediately.
It's a nice.
She didn't have breakfast, okay?
Yeah, no
Yarmer
one
kind
did.
of just lays down on the sand spread eagle and just,
Yep.
Got,
I
Bryn
don't
wants
want
to
to
take a
move
nap.
for like another hour.
I'm still wet and cold and like shooting King Jack's like good-natured daggers, kind of like she gets it, but she's like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Oh, I'm sorry. Water's the only thing that seems to put out fires, unless you've got any brighter ideas.
Well, there is lack of oxygen, but I don't think
Oh,
that would
you
help
want
too
to s-
much either.
Just be
Now we're getting
faster.
scientific. Be faster, says Kitty
So-
Cat. I'm big boy. I don't go fast.
While you
I
are
am partial to
arguing,
fighting fire with fire.
the 5 of you make your way and you sit down on this sandy beach. There are small patches of like scraggly bushes and foliage. There's these like nice palm trees that kind of lean and sway in the breeze. It is a very circular island, so you can gather where you're at pretty easily. You are facing where Theroboros would be, and you do see farther. You're very close, tight up to the mountain still. Farther on the beach, like way up towards the water, you do see a bunch of fires lit and like a sailing crew kind of taking a break. There are 3 ships, and it's a rather large company that has taken up.
Can we
Camp.
tell what like colors they're wearing?
They are wearing silver and
Crests.
green. Silver and green. The crest itself, you would probably not be familiar with. Who's from?
That's all that matters.
Who's from Theroboros?
I think
Yeah, you-
Blossom,
where are the Moonbright
technically?
Woods.
Okay, anyone? Yeah, anyone who wants to, you can make a history check. Then that's fine. We don't have to go into backstory for it.
As long as
Technically.
you're not Maywood, I'm okay.
Nope, natty 1. Blossom's got no idea.
Well,
Too worried
15?
about that water.
15.
I'm still grumpy. Yeah.
Okay, Bryn, you recognize this because you have seen this crest before. These are the people that helped you with the 2nd and 3rd Horseman battle. This
Oh!
is the people from Sharnwick. They are the people that King Jax argued with a little bit after that. This is Victor and Persephone. They are brother and sister who run a town of Sharnwick.
The ones whose minds I tried to read.
Yes, if
Oh,
memory
this is great.
serves, you got along pretty well
Both
with
assholes.
Persephone. You did not get along with Victor too well.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had
maybe they'll help
have.
us.
Let me look this up actually, but you can all decide what to do from here.
So should we try to get a ride off of here? Since
I
Yeah,
don't
that seems
know.
like a
the
good
I
idea.
don't really know
dragon didn't
anything about
work
this
out.
island. Are we like allowed to be here? Are we gonna be like, are they gonna be like, how the hell did you get here?
Does
We'll
anyone
just-
have a map? I don't even know if this island is explored.
Well, I
You
mean,
have a map.
I think Marsaurus said something. It was like a mining place or something, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
He said it was like a mining island. A lot of dwarves here.
Well, maybe we can get some passage back to back to Theroboros. Maybe to I don't know. Hagermere is probably going to be the most likely port we can find someone going to.
There's no harm in asking.
Well, we can go give it a
Yeah.
try, I guess. Anybody recognize any of these symbols or anything?
Oh, it's Victor and Persephone.
Oh, beans.
Ah, shit, those two. All right, well,
Them
if we
again?
talk to King Jack, fucking be nice, all right?
Oh, I have to.
Yeah.
I am nothing but pleasant and wonderful to be around, except when I am summoning pools of water to save our heinies.
Yeah, seriously, come on, man.
Excuse me, I think they're the ones who should be nice.
Well,
Bryn is left.
All right, well, there we go.
Was I with
It's
the crew
fine,
at
Red
this
will
point?
talk to everybody.
No, I don't think Adrian
So-
or Yaramir has met
Okay.
Victor and Persephone. At least through canon means. Okay, so you continue on. Bryn, you're marching down the beach. Everybody in tow.
Bleeding slightly.
Yeah. You basically they have a bunch of like makeshift fires. There's like crews of a bunch of different types of people kind of around the fire. Most of them are dwarves and humans. There's not a lot of other races besides those two. You do see one dragonborn, but that's not too uncommon. Green dragon.
What color? Green.
Green. Yep. So you walk past and you walk up to the first fire and they kind of look at you strange, but they don't like tell you to go away. They just kind of look up from the fire. It's kind of strange that someone's walking out of the mountain apparently.
Do I see Persephone?
You see Persephone. She's
Yeah.
she's kind of standing on one of the what are those called?
I want to go talk to her.
She's standing on the boat, basically. She's
The
standing
brow?
right. Yeah, thank you. She's standing on the brow of a ship. She's having a conversation with someone who is not her brother, Victor. But yeah, Persephone has jet black hair kind of bundled up on the top of her head in the back, like a kind of a hair bun going on, and she has like a slight dagger through it. She's wearing a blue dress, and she has very like solid blue eyes. And she kind of looks out as if she has already seen you all approaching. She seems to be quite on the ball.
Boston will just sort of give a friendly wave from behind Bryn.
She waves, but it's kind of like she doesn't know who you are yet, just that you've
Yeah.
approached. So you get to the front of the ship, and there's two dwarven women kind of bickering about something, and then they look up and they're like, hello, reason for entry? You're not one of us, are you?
No. We are looking for Persephone.
Yeah, sure. You mind if we stay with you? Precaution.
That is fine.
All right. Why don't one of you come on up? The rest of you stay down for now.
Bryn, you want to take the lead, or
Yeah, okay.
it's up to you?
I don't know. I'm not the most charming of people, but also I'm a little bit on fire still, a little bit.
All right,
So,
why don't?
like,
If nobody minds, I guess I'll go talk to her with my 17 charisma.
that might be a good idea.
You go right ahead.
So Blossom, you walk up the gangplank.
I'm
and-
also the least injured, I think.
Yeah.
I actually was never hit.
Oh,
Nice.
haha.
So you walk up. Persephone is at the brow of the ship looking over a map. A dwarven woman bows to her and walks away and kind of says hi to her comrade walking you up. And you walk up the stairs to where the wheel of the ship would be. And she's kind of standing there. And she's like, oh, hello. Do we have a visitor?
Like, hi there. I'm not sure if you remember me. My name's Blossom on the Water. We actually met a couple of months ago at this point. I forget exactly which location we met them in?
You met in Hadmira's hammer.
It wasn't a hammer. Okay,
Yeah.
we were back in the hammer, if you recall.
She's like,
And I'm
oh
just like-
yes, it is lovely to see you. How have you been? And she like hangs or holds out a hand for a handshake.
Blossom will shake it, nice and friendly. I've been doing, all right, ups and downs, adventure in life. We've been kind of all over the place, as I'm sure you can tell.
Yes, we have been quite busy as well. And she extends her hands out to her fleet of 3 ships. Not much, but she seems proud of it. She's like, yes, we've been quite busy. We are staking up a little mining town in Glitter Gold, as everyone is, but it's so strange to cross paths with you here. Why are you here? Have you taken to mining yourself?
Blossom will look suitably impressed, taking in the sight of the ships. Just, good, customer service in it. Like, oh, yeah.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah, super awesome. Anyway, can we borrow your car? Can you give us a ride? It's kind of a long story. We didn't really mean to stop here. I guess you could say our ride sort of crashed in a manner of speaking.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's appreciate that. We're trying to actually make our way back to Theroboros, hopefully to the Hammer, actually. Got to, rejoin with the chapters over there. There's a bit of a hoopla going on these days, so we'd like to do what we can to help. Not sure if there's any chance any of your ships might be going that way. Maybe we could book some passage. We'd be glad to, do what we can to help protect them or provide some entertainment. And I'll, gesture at my lyre.
She laughs. Well, I suppose we are headed to Stillwater, but we could take a little detour and get you a little closer.
I mean, we'll take what we can get. If you can get us to, Theroboros, we'd be much obliged for that.
Yes, why don't you all ride with me, and the other 2 ships will head back straight to Seanwick, and we'll take a little detour. It'll be fun.
I really appreciate that, and I mean it. We'll be more than glad to do anything we can to help protect the ship and the crew and the travels, and I'll be more than happy to entertain y'all best I can.
Of course, what are friends for? And she holds out her hand again for another handshake, and it's kind of weird because she just shook your hand.
Yeah, but Blossom does it anyway. We'll shake her hand again because
Okay.
I'm really good at that.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, knew it.
Insight.
I did
Natural
not trust that
one.
at all.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Holy shit.
You trust her
Perfect
implicitly.
timing.
Yeah, this seems reasonable.
Yeah, she is. She's a real straight shooter, and all of a sudden, she's shot way up on your best friends list.
I mean, she's probably like, yeah, I like her.
Like friends.
hmm The rest
King
of you,
Jax
the
is
rest of you cannot
obsessing.
see this.
What?
Yeah,
No!
You're on the gangplank. Why can't I think of that? Is that
Yeah,
what
we
it's
sent
called?
her alone, dude.
Yeah.
Why did we do
We
no?
shouldn't have done that. Only
No!
71.
Why would
We
we do
shouldn't have done
that?
that. That's the entire thing of this
Look,
campaign.
Look, y'all,
We
we could
shouldn't
have
have
sent the
done that.
charismatic one, or we
Dude,
could have
that-
sent a wise one. We
Yeah,
can't get both.
Blossom, it's weird. You look at her and you're starting to notice how friendly she is. Her smile is so bright and white and beautiful.
Oh man, she's cute.
Yep.
I mean, she was doing a nice
I mean,
thing.
Cal's all the way back in
D&D
Albion.
Rule
Yep.
1.
The continent rule. All
We're
right.
not exclusive. It's
Plus,
fine.
you guys never really consummated that.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. It's fine.
She's like, all right, well, go get your friends. I can't wait to have 5 new hands on board, or 10, I guess. Then she
Yeah,
turns
man, it'll-
around,
9.
Sounds good. And I'll
Fine.
start making my way back.
and she turns around.
Like, all right, y'all. Well, I mean, Persephone said we could ride with her in her ship. They were going to Stillwater, but they'll be happy to make a bit of a pit stop for us on the way. I said we'd help, protect the ship and stuff, and I might have to play some music and shit for them. But I mean, whatever. It's been a while since I got to do a gig anyway.
How
Probably
Sounds
far
generous.
is Stillwater from where we're going?
I don't know. What does Blossom know about it, if any?
Stillwater is basically my version of Waterdeep. It's
I could just think of Almost Famous, honestly.
yeah. Stillwater is. Let me read you the description. In fact, I have it pulled up. Why not?
Is it? I guess my only question is it reasonable that that's a stop along the way, or are they going? Would they be going backwards first?
It'd be reasonable.
Okay.
So Stillwater is the biggest thing about it is that there's a landform called Agora's Teeth that surrounds most of Theroboros. They're large stones that shoot out of the cold sea and pretty much catch a lot of ships, and a lot of ships go disappearing basically.
So
They're-
Bermuda's Triangle.
essentially, Stillwater is the only port that is not corrupted by Agora's Teeth, so a lot of people go there. Even Hagramar, the City of Kings, the biggest city in the world where you all started, is covered in Agora's Teeth, and it's super hard to get there. So Stillwater has basically made its coin by being geographically friendly.
I mean, that's pretty much everywhere. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid.
Location.
that
Scans.
Yarmir's, that checks out. That scans. Let it play. Yarmir's ready to roll.
All right, so you all board the ship.
Totally fine.
Strangely, this ship does not have a name. You all notice as you're kind of boarding. There's no written words on it. You ask.
I don't like this.
You kind of ask the crew, and there's not they don't really tell you. There again, dwarven and humans only, and the one dragonborn who does not board your ship. They seem to be in charge of one of the other ships. And then there's a dwarven man who kind of hugs the dragonborn goodbye and boards the third ship as that's its captain. So Persephone greets all of you, and she holds out her hand to shake to all of you.
No, Kane Jackson's like,
Yep.
nope, refusing.
Oh yeah,
I heard no
Yarmir's
reason not
going
to.
for it.
Okay, I need everyone who's shaken to make a wisdom save.
All right.
Oh,
Natural 20.
Nice.
Oh my
Adrian.
God.
Adrian, shake with the prosthetic.
What am I shaking?
Natural 1.
Wow.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
twins.
I'm already
can't
out of
believe
I'm already out of my good
friends.
days. I have to go to the cheap and
14.
crappies.
Boston
14.
Yarmir are gonna fight over Persephone.
Okay, so Yarmir, Bryn and Adrian, it's a normal handshake. You don't really get anything weird. It's just, nice to meet you. Yarmir, you are not attracted to her, but infatuated by her. You're not romantically invested in her, but you just think she's a really great person. She's a straight shooter. She's telling you like it is. She's helping you out in a jam. She's a really good friend coming to the rescue here.
Even
Kane
though I haven't
Jackson's
met her
like-
before, I love this person.
Yep.
Alex, I am not going to shake with my prosthetic. That is my left hand. You don't shake your left. You shake the right hand.
My dad shakes left
Adrian,
handed.
I shake
Adrian
left.
gives
Oh,
a
it's Mr.
very
G, don't.
firm
That's good.
handshake.
Good.
A
She does
firm
one.
handshake.
When she handshakes, she does one of those things where she shakes her hand, but then she also puts the other hand on top of it.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
me. I do that.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you again.
So she takes you
the
down to
politician
your
handshake.
quarters, essentially, and she has, strangely,
No-
just
nothing for
a
Kane
few
Jax,
rooms
just-
open. Yeah,
So,
she looks
Kane
you
Jax
up and
is
down.
making a
Bryn steps on
point.
K Jackson's foot as they walk by intentionally.
She looks you up and down, but is not mad at you. To each their own. So she kind of walks by you in her beautiful flowing blue dress with lots of different adornments. She has golden circlets and all these nice jewelry that she's wearing, and she walks below deck and she shows you all to your quarters. She says, unfortunately there's only 4, so someone's gonna have to bunk, but anyways, feel free to just relax and enjoy the ride. We have more than enough crew to take care of it, so you 5 are just here as our guests.
Wow, that's very
I want
generous
to
of you. Thank
summon
you
my
very
boy
much.
back. I miss him.
Okay, 10 gold.
Blossom starts drinking.
Okay.
'Cause we are
Um,
on a boat. and she's
well-
Yaramir's gonna
not
confront
happy.
Kane Jax when he can.
Okay.
So,
Blossom's
Well,
in her
by the way.
portable hole, in the corner, sulking.
so big guy, what's the deal with the cold shoulder to Persephone here?
Well, you'll see Persephone and what was that? Her jackass of a brother's name, Victor. We've had some words before, and I don't like them.
Words or no words, she's helping us out of a big jam. You know where we'd be without him? We'd be stuck on that island still.
Oh, Keith would have came and bailed us
Oh.
out.
Keith is quite literally an entire world away.
Well,
We were in a jam. Have you ever survived on an island like that? You're from the mountains. You would burn to a crisp.
excuse me, I don't.
We are here right now because Persephone's goodwill got us off of that island. She could have said no. We could have just been stuck there. But
All right,
we're
fine.
here now.
She's helping us out, but I feel like there is more than just altruism at play here. I feel like there's a dirty trick up her sleeve. She like wants IOU or something. Then we're gonna get roped into just yet another quest where we're going to find Atticus Finch's lost bluebird or something.
Atticus Finch.
God.
I don't
dang
know.
it.
I still think it's rude not to shake the hand of somebody who's doing you a favor.
Fine. I'll shake her hand next time I see her.
I would appreciate
I will
that.
apologize for my snarky, petty behavior.
I would appreciate that very much. Thank you.
I'll take the floor. These beds are too small for me anyway.
Okay, so you all have a bed. 2 people are bunking up. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. Would you like to do anything tonight, or are you just kind of gonna go to bed? Like you're all pretty exhausted, kind of cut up.
Kane Jack's gonna toke up and sleep.
Nice,
That's
classic.
Mood.
How many laps around the ship would be the equivalent of a 5-mile run?
69.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll like try to recruit as many people on the ship to run with me as
Oh
possible.
my god.
So we
The
just
ship
have
starts
like
to rock a little bit.
there's just like 10 of us just doing laps around the ship. I've got like a group of people doing burpees in the middle.
Adrian just runs the ship.
Run club.
Okay, anyone else want to do anything?
I want to cuddle my cat and go to bed.
Okay, your kitty comes back. He's just fine.
I love him so
Aw.
much.
Blossom drinks a lot and sort of experiments with her new mage hand power because she is still figuring things out.
To pour
So
alcohol in
she's
your
just
mouth.
she's like hammered and like using her like mage hand to like move bottles and stack glasses. Like she's just being a drunk child pretty much.
Yarmir is sleeping with his. Basically, he's got his back to the wall, and is like just kind of sitting on the floor sleeping.
Okay. All right, so I lied. Who is sharing rooms? It does matter.
I'll be in somebody's room. Just if they want a bed, I'll take the floor.
I can
Yeah.
take the floor. They're too
Yeah,
small for
okay.
me anyway.
If like Blossom doesn't care, she'll be
We have like 3
drinking the whole
people on the
time
floor
anyway.
right now.
Okay, everyone's just on the floor.
We're all like whatever.
Dog pile. Just one giant dog pile.
Kane Jax will sleep
Not
out in
me.
the hall because he doesn't want to sleep. He wants to make sure no one's up to no hooboo.
Are you
So
gonna stay
no one
up?
is sharing your room, and
I'll
Kane
stay
Jack
up.
is sleeping in the
Yeah.
hall.
Fuck it.
Okay.
Let's take that point of
Yar-
exhaustion.
yeah, Yarmir is.
Okay.
Yarmir has a room to himself, and he's still just sleeping on the floor.
Fair enough. King Jax, about. It's weird, like the stroke of midnight. You feel like, you hear footsteps on the
Always
stairs,
midnight.
and you see Persephone in her long, blowing blue dress start to descend the stairs towards you.
I'm gonna stand up because I was sitting on the floor, brush off a little bit.
Okay.
I am sorry for being so curt earlier. My friends have informed me my behavior was rather rude, and I would like to apologize. You are helping us out of what they call a jam. I'm not really sure how that fits into all of this because jam is something you put on post, I thought.
Not a problem. Let's shake and make up, shall we?
Fine, we'll shake hands and make up.
All right, roll your save.
Wisdom
Oh
save.
man,
Yep.
come on, cleric.
27.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. You don't really get an inkling that something is up, magically, but you know, you don't feel anything weird. You're muted.
Or just not speaking into mic, maybe.
I don't realize there's magic.
You do not.
What?
I don't. Real talk. I don't know any charm spells that you don't realize they've been cast if you succeed, but it's fine.
She's just a nice
Yep.
person. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Perhaps
I'm really
Yeah, I
trying
don't
really
know.
hard
She's
to
just
dice
really
but I
cool.
can't figure it out.
Perhaps she's not casting a spell. Go ahead, make an insight check.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Oh, we're just on a roll right now. Can't wait to get into combat. 22.
When everything is twos.
On a boat that she owns.
She has
Yeah.
an ulterior motive, King Jax. Like she's not down here.
I
for
knew
no-
it!
She's not down here for no reason right now at midnight to check on
So-
your rooms.
So why are you coming down here at midnight when everyone's supposed to be, well, sleeping?
Oh, well, I was just gonna check on my esteemed guests and make sure everyone was sleeping okay.
Well, we're doing just fine. That's what Big Papa Cane Jacks is here for.
I like it when they call you Big Papa.
So just you can understand my concern that you're coming down here at this hour of night. You would wake them.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's so rude. We don't have many guests on this vessel that I don't know, and perhaps I was eager to make friends. I apologize. I will.
Why
turn
not
it
make
for the
friends during the day like a normal person?
I've been very busy. I run this ship.
And I'm busy too, but I still have time to make friends.
Perhaps tomorrow then.
During the day.
During the day.
When the sun is at its zenith.
Sure, of course, Big Jack.
This is the opposite of Alex and Chris flirting.
This is Alex.
Whatever the antithesis of that was, this is it.
Friendship ended with Alex and Chris.
You wait a few more minutes as you kind of just like sternly looking at one another, both being extremely polite, but you can both tell what is being said.
Romance ended with Keith, rivalry begun with Persephone.
You barred me from Keith. We're enemies now.
You have hated the Sharnwicks since the beginning, or the.
I
that's
have.
not their
Let it
last
be
name.
known.
But somebody comes.
these people.
Somebody else walks down the stairs, and it's a human male. He's very skinny, a little gaunt. He's
Oh, I
kind
see
of-
we're bringing the muscle now.
He kind of has a bandana tied around his head, very piratey. And he's like, Persephone, somebody upstairs wants to talk to you. And she's like, all right, well, King Jax, you'll have to excuse me. I'll see you tomorrow at the sun zenith. Don't be late.
Of course, of course. I'm gonna wait till she goes away, and I'm gonna use disguise self so I can eavesdrop.
Okay.
As one does.
I love
of
it.
course.
Who are you
The
gonna look like?
logical response.
I'm gonna just try and look like a boat swing type looking fucker. Like,
Human.
yeah, we're gonna go human since it's mostly. Actually, we'll go dwarves. Well, no, that's too short. Human. Yeah, we're gonna go look
Okay.
like a scruffy
7
A
foot tall
giant
dwarf
dwarf.
from lumbering up.
I'm a mule. Excuse
You can
me.
appear within 1 foot, so 6 foot tall.
Yeah. Okay,
Excuse
so-
me. I would look like I would claim to be half dwarf
There you
then.
So you wait a few beats. You hear them walk all the way upstairs, and you are now a 6 foot tall human.
I'm gonna like stay in the distance, act like I'm doing crew things.
Okay.
You know,
Swabbing the poop deck.
yes, I'll be like, I'll grab like the nearest mop and just be like,
You push a guy off the ship. Give me your mop.
I'll just like kind of like, I'll just yoink a mop in a bucket, just
Yeah, okay.
swabbing the poop deck.
Easy enough to do. It's not super populated up here. It's pretty late, midnight. So you are, cleaning up, and you watch as Persephone and this unnamed crew member walk up to her cabin, and she places her hand on his neck, says a word, and kisses him on the cheek.
Ooh, that's kind of gross.
That's spicy.
And he looks away, and he's just enamored with her, and kind of like, is blushing a little bit. But he walks down the
Alright.
steps, and she walks into her cabin.
All right, there's got like would that like trigger something in me like, okay, this is weird. This isn't normal.
Oh, it's weird. Like, you rolled a 22 on insight. She's weird. You just don't know what kind of
can I
weird
roll-
she is.
What could I roll to
Don't
try and
tell
figure
us
out what
that.
kind of
Don't
weird
judge.
this is? I'm investigator mode right now. This is my job as a human being.
Sure. I mean, you've kind of already made the roll. I think it's time to see what your actions do
We've blurred lines between Alex
Yeah,
and King Jax.
to investigate. Yeah.
Something isn't
I'd like
right.
to-
Fuck it all up, King Jax. Blossom will love
Detect
it.
magic time.
I'd like to throw in the detail for when it becomes relevant that Bryn is in fact observant.
Yeah. Okay.
Detect magic time. Eyes will go like bright blue.
Well, there goes your disguise.
No, disguise
No.
self
I'm
is
just
not
saying. Well, I
concentration.
know, but I'm saying you've got your eyes are bright blue, and
That's for
You're-
flavor.
And I'm
That's-
assuming-
I know.
I'm assuming you're gonna get 30 feet where she is.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I'm good.
okay.
Oh yeah, I'm like. boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so you stand about 30 feet, kind of right at the staircase, just kind of cleaning the stairs up with your mop.
Swabbing the poop deck.
You feel, King Jax, this dark shroud inside of
Ooh.
her cabin. And it's not her, because you can see her too. She's wearing a magical amulet. Amulet around
That's
her
almost
neck.
the word.
Hamlet?
Omelet.
Close enough.
She has an omelet. She's a good chef. So you feel this dark shroud descending out of the air through her window into her chambers. And you can hear a very, very muffled conversation happening.
Not like this. Not at all. Swab in the poop deck. Do not like this. Can I use my perception to try and hear what's being whispered?
Sure.
Croon the ears. Like, use my wolf-like ears to croon that way.
Sure. You can take your passive or you can roll for it. I'll let you choose just because.
I'm gonna roll for this.
Okay.
'Cause nope. The sounds of the
Hey,
ocean.
DM, out of curiosity,
Sure.
when did we go to sleep?
Oh, wait, I don't know, like 8.
So yeah, I finally it broke. That's a 7, nat 2. Sounds of the ocean are making it really hard to croon my
Yeah.
ears. Shut up, seagulls! I'm trying to listen.
Squawk!
Squawk!
Fine.
You could either get closer or give up, basically, are your options.
I know if I get closer, the jig is up. Oh man.
Bryn, it's what, like little after midnight? They went to bed at 8.
Yeah, you're
I
an
only
elf.
sleep for
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm
up.
waking up soon.
Okay, you're up and Adam.
Okay, I'll wander up eventually.
Okay.
Stare at the water.
King
I'm
Jax, you
swabbing
see...
the poop deck.
You don't see King Jax, but King Jax, you see Bryn.
I'm gonna walk up to Bryn and acted like I'm doing the mocking thing.
Acting naturally.
It's not me. It's not random sailor. It is I, King Jax.
Why are you in disguise?
Because Persephone came down. I have not slept a wink since.
Persephone, what?
She came down and she was like saying she was gonna check on us, and I shook
Yeah,
her
it's her
hand.
boat.
And I shook her hand like Yaramir instructed, and I looked
Uh-huh.
into the windows of her soul, and I said, "Something's not right here."
Kenjax, you haven't liked her since the beginning, and I'm really not sure why.
If you look in her room, there is some hooby-chooby spooky magic in there.
I said to Zeal.
You're gonna do it?
Ooby jooby.
He's going to be
spooky
subtle,
magic.
but I'm gonna wander over, try and peek through the little seam in the door
Okay.
subtly.
Make a perception check.
It's midnight. No one's here. I hope.
There's not a lot of crew around. You're
She's
right.
been really strange. She's really strange. And she kissed some guy. and
That's
like,
a natural 20.
Nice. Okay, so you're creeping up to the door, or Azil is?
I have to be able to see in, so I'm creeping up first. And if I can't get a good
Gotcha.
perspective, I'll send Azil in.
Okay, I see. Okay, so you can just use that natural 20 for Azil then. I didn't understand you. Okay, so
Nice.
you kind of peek in through the little slit in the door, and Azil kind of materializes under this little couch that's kind of in the corner. If you'd like to see through his eyes now, you know, he's in there.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you kind of back up, and you see through his eyes, and you see Victor, her brother. He is standing in her chambers. He has white, short-cropped hair. He has blue eyes the same as hers. He's wearing this blue and black mantle of, like, feathers, and he's wearing, like, this dark plate mail, and he has this big blue sapphire in the center of it. And they are having a conversation. And he says to her, "Well, do you think they're on to us? It's not obvious. It's not always that we see recurring people in our lives." And she says, "I don't know. They seem a little dull, to put it politely. I don't think they
That's
suspect
not very
a thing."
polite at all.
Hey!
well, I figured it out. I'm not the dull one. Y'all
Let's get
dull.
the exposition, y'all.
Go.
She says, "Yeah, they seem a little dull, to say it politely. I don't think they suspect a thing." And Victor comes up and gives his sister a hug. And she says, he says, "You are doing good work, dear sister. What we found on Glitter Gold, what we found in those caves will help us establish our foothold in Theroboros for years to come, especially with all the war going on. That was a nice coincidence." And she laughs, and she gives him a hug and pulls him in closely. She's like, Go, you have your ship to tend to as well, brother." "You're right." And he steps to the window, and he turns into something. Azil can either... The window is right above Azil, so Azil would have to crawl out from under the couch to see what is going on, So kind of risking things there, or you could just know that he is shaping into a different form.
Did Kanjax get a class of magic when it cast Detect Magic?
I did not. I was not told.
So from the necklace,
I do learn this school of magic.
right? From the necklace, it is evocation. From the big shroud, it is a few things. It's necromancy and illusion.
So Bryn, in there's I relay the type of magic, and I know we had that conversation about necromancy and how I shouldn't judge people based off if they use it or not. But this is not the same situation. I've been getting bad vibes from them since like
I
forever.
have a theory. I'm gonna snap his heel back to me. I'm not exposing him. He's already died once today. We're not doing that again.
Okay.
What is this theory?
Well, Victor did just shapeshift into something. Did not see what it was.
Whoa,
And she has been presumably charming our friends.
hold the weird device. Hold sending. What?
Well, you know, necromancy, illusion, and charming tends to add up, do you?
GM, would Kanjax be aware of what a vampire is?
Yeah, you're religious.
So back at home with the people of my tribe, we there was one really bad actor who had made a dark pact with dark powers. I've heard of these things before. Do you think they're gets in really close vampires?
It's not a curse word. You don't have. Yes, I do.
It's not. I just don't want anyone. That's a big accusation to be making of people.
Well, we have
tend
no
to-
real evidence, obviously. But it would pay to be wary, I think.
K-Jax is like sharpening the mop handle into a steak.
You hear "Oi, what are you two doing over there?" And you see.
Just
crew.
squabbling
Just having a chat.
All right, well, I'm here to relieve who's ever on duty.
It's okay. You can go back to sleep.
Oh, are you kidding me? That would be great.
You go to sleep.
All right. Well,
All right.
thank you. I owe you one.
Brit, you need to go wake everyone up. We need to get the. I'm scared.
We're in the middle of the ocean, Kinjax. Where are we going to go?
What? God damn it! I got in sailor voice and I can't get out of it. Oh, Beans, I don't know. King Jax is stuck in sailor voice.
He's broken.
Oh, bean.
Oh, Beans, I don't know where we're gonna go. Fuck me. Just keep sharpening mop into.
Kinjax, stop it. We cannot let her know we think anything is amiss.
You know, it was strange. Yaramir did seem to have a big liking. King Jack's just stewing now. Just I was right. No one believed me.
Okay. Do you have any idea how to break a vampire's charm of a person?
Holds up makeshift steak.
No. Any other way?
Perhaps my magic would work.
Might be worth a try.
But I'm running a little low.
We can deal with it in the morning. They are less powerful than sunlight, yeah? So
Perhaps.
maybe midnight is not the right time to be talking about this.
Persephone walks out of her chambers.
Swabbing the poop deck.
Bryn, I see you're up late. You elves don't have to sleep like the rest of us.
I'm gonna walk away.
No, and I'm
naturally.
afraid I got a little bit restless.
Not a problem. And she kind of crosses her arms and puts it on the railing of the ship next to you and kind of looks out at the sea.
So, how are things at your home?
Things are great. We've been really helping the communities around us, and I think that brother even talks about expansion soon, so that should be.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, I think it's about time that Theroboros has a real city that can be a centerpiece for the continent and people can look up to when they need help. It's been a madhouse for years now.
Following the example of Maywood, yeah?
Yes, very similar. We have friends in Maywood, and we thought They would be good guides for us.
Oh, who are your friends in Maywood? We spent some time there.
Well, not to name drop, but we do know the Queen.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Cor is her name, and
Mm.
she was always a bit of a. Do you have someone in your family that you call aunt or uncle, even if they're not related to you?
I did, yeah.
Yes, that's what Cor is to us, Auntie Cor. We go visit her from time to time, and we bask in the sunlight of Maywood's finer livings, and it always inspired us. So now that we're in charge, hopefully things can be a little more like that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Where is your brother now? Last time you seemed pretty close.
Yes, it's really hurting me to be away from him, but he's back in Sharnwick ruling. Someone had to stay and make sure all the people are safe.
Yes. Well, suppose someone must take up the mantle.
Of course. Your group is lucky to have you, by the way.
You're very kind.
From what I saw in the fight we shared, you are very gifted in the arcane, and so am I. So if you ever, want to study together, research, I'd be more than
Really?
happy to. Yes.
Oh, I'd be thrilled to have the opportunity.
I would love to let you into Sharnwick's better libraries to let you explore around and see what your eyes find.
I would be delighted. That's very kind of you.
The invitation still stands anytime you five want to come through. I know you're busy people, and we'll be dropping you quite far from home, but, if you ever find your way north.
Well, I will keep that in mind.
All right, well, I think I'll go to bed now. And she barks an order to one of the ship hands, and she says, "Good night, Bryn."
Good night.
She walks by you, King Jax. Well done. And she kind of rubs your arm a little too long.
As she's walking away, K-Jax looks at Bryn with the steak like,
No.
do you want me to do it? I think she's onto us. We've been made. I'm gonna run up to Bryn like with the mop. I think I got made.
I think it's fine, K-Jax.
I was made. She knows it was me.
She doesn't know. She doesn't. It's okay.
Look, okay, we're gonna have a group talk about how no one ever listens to K-Jax's judgments about any individual, but then K-Jax is right, and it comes and bites us in the arse.
Okay, one time.
I'm gonna just start heading back to where we're sleeping. Well, somebody needs to be watching our Patriots.
Bryn's gonna go back down as well.
Okay.
And K-Jax is just gonna be just talking to himself the whole time. Nobody listens to K-Jax. Oh no, they're okay. She's charming. Shake her hand. Yeah, she's nice. Oh, but no one listens to K-Jax. No.
Nothing happens the rest of the night as you sleep. Some of you soundly, some of you not at all.
That's me.
You wake up the next morning to seagulls squawking. You take in the salty ocean air, and you are awake. Let's take a quick 5-minute break here. I'll let everybody go get a drink, do what they need to do, and we will be right back. Thanks for joining us.
Guys.
I'm afraid.
back from our short little break. Thanks for
Welcome
sticking
back.
with us. Everybody who has just joined us, the party is currently on a boat piloting through the cold sea on what they suspect to be a vampire ship. That has not been confirmed, but it has not been denied. So
Allegedly.
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 So,
Allegedly.
you sleep through the night. Those of you who do, King Jax, are you staying up all night?
I'm gonna stay up all night because I don't trust these vampires, but I'm
Okay.
gonna spend 4 hours and 100 of my gold to bless 4 vials of water and make them holy water.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just load them up into the belts. I'm making the holy water bandolier.
Okay. Okay, so the day passes. King Jax, you're exhausted after that climb and not sleeping. You're just not doing good. You're probably puking over the bow. The rest of you come to just fine, feeling good. Bryn, you're kind of haunted by the night. You kind of stay up, and you're not sleeping anymore. Elf.
I'm
being an
reviewing
elf,
everything I know about vampires in my head.
So, yep.
Holy water, steaks, sunlight, garlic.
So
I have none of these things, but it's good to know.
So you all wake up. You hear a whistle as Persephone is whistling everybody up for breakfast, and somebody runs down, a young dwarven girl. She's like, breakfast is on, you 4 or you 5, come on up. And laid out on the deck are 2 long oak tables, and there's tons of breakfast laid out. There's eggs, there's toast, pretty much everything you could want. Ham.
Oh, are we starting the day the Gurgitch way?
Yep.
Eggs, bacon, and toast.
Blossom wakes up very hungover and takes a few swigs, like she does before leaving the room before anybody can see her.
I'd like to before we go up during the night. I'd like to. How is this bed? Is it like a
It's just a little cot.
hammock? Or
No.
a little? Is it wood?
Mm-hmm.
I want to rip off one of the legs. And make
Easy enough to do. You have 1 steak with your 4 hours of
Sick.
work. All right, so you're upstairs. Persephone, she kind of comes over, and if you allow her, she kind of puts both of her arms around Blossom and Yaramir. She's like, "Good morning, you two. I hope you slept lovely down in our VIP rooms." And just a joke.
Oh, well, the rooms were lovely, thank you.
I
No
had no
offense.
problem. As soon as I hit the deck, I was out like a light.
No offense, just not, really one for a boat travel. Blossom's like claws are digging into the deck like the whole time. She's like up top.
That's
like a
okay.
few claws.
If I could do anything to make your voyage a little more comfortable, please let me know. I've got a little more comfortable bed in my study. You could sleep there. I'll take your room if it'll help.
I wouldn't want to put you out like that at all, but I appreciate the offer.
Not a problem. Dig in. Bryn, I trust that you had a good night studying as we had our little talk.
I did, thank you.
No problem. King Jax, you doing okay this morning?
Doing great.
Looks good.
The dark rings are under his eyes, and he's like clutching the holy water like
While
grenades.
while I know for sure that she is out and about and occupied, I want to send Azil to poke around her cabin.
Okay. By the way, broad daylight, and she's walking around the deck.
Weird as hell.
Adrian, I would ask if you are okay, but you've been up running for a few hours, so
Yep.
I know that you've had a good morning.
Oh yeah. Like Adrian's like down in eggs like a champ. She's got like 12 eggs and a whole stack
5
of
dozen
bacon.
eggs.
Yep. Whole dozen of them. It's going great.
Are you roughly the size of a barge?
I don't know about that. But she's like, hanging out with the sailors, like challenging them to arm wrestling. All camaraderie all around.
She walks over, Persephone, and she pulls out Blossom and Yaramir's chairs for them. Please come sit. And she pats the seat of the chair.
You did like a king around here. Kind of like it.
And she sits directly between both of you.
Yeah, Blossom will sit and just sort of like politely nibble on some bacon, but she's kind of feeling seasick.
Well, good news. I think today The winds are strong. I think we'll make it back to Theroboros probably by nightfall.
Fantastic.
Oh wow, that's a lot sooner than I expected, to be honest. That's wonderful news.
Yes, they say
Yaramir's
the gods are
trying to do
dead,
the
but
math in his head and gives
Bryn
up
is
after a
also
while.
doing math in her head. Does that make any sense?
No. And she says, yes, they say the gods are dead, but I think Farn might be looking out for us, and Farn is like Father Nature, basically.
Well, I mean, I'll take what we can get. Sooner we can get back, the better.
All right.
Sorry, Persephone, not to, I mean, you're the captain, obviously, you know better than I, but if my astronomy serves me, I was looking at the stars last night, and it doesn't seem we should be so close.
Yes, and it's the craziest thing. The winds are at our back today, and we just... I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I can't explain it either, but I think we'll be there today.
Okay. Well, the faster we get there, the better, I suppose.
Yes, I'm sure a few of you went off the ship, and she, King Jax, just being a little observant, she kind of side-eyes you a little bit.
Clutch it. The whole starts pulling out stakes he was sharpening in the night.
Right in front of her.
It's like he's gonna get like the Rambo look going here soon.
She is wearing her long, blowing, or God, I keep messing that, flowing blue dress again. And she looks up and she's like, I think I'll do some tanning today. I just love the sun.
That felt pointed.
King Jax will sip tea.
Sip that can of beans.
Looks at Bryn, whispers, I think she's trying to send a message.
Oh, so Azil is in her chambers right now?
Yep, poking
Okay.
around.
Make an investigation check.
I don't know what the cat investigation
Yeah,
stat
just
is.
use yours, it's fine.
Oh, cool. Well, he rolled a 14 plus investigation plus 7.
Okay, is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Well, I don't know for sure that she's a vampire, so
Sure.
I'd like maybe any combination with that, or confirmation of that theory, and anything about necromancy I can find.
So you see a few weird things. She has a locked drawer on her desk that has like a little like padlock on it, kind of. It's kind of rusty and old, kind of sea-worn. Doesn't look to be used in a long time. It is like, again, like I said, rusty. It hasn't been like oiled or greased or used. So that's interesting. The second thing is, like her brother, she has a matching like feather mantle that she was not wearing last night, but it's exactly the same as her brother's. It's a little smaller to fit her frame, but other than that, and King Jax told you that was the source of his necromantic detecting magic. That was the mantle and just his presence. So you could probably ascertain that that's not super on board. And then the third thing you find is a stack of books. A few of them are about not undead, but making golems. One of them says manual for clay golems, and one says flesh golems.
Not what flesh golems?
Uh-huh.
I don't like that.
Yep.
That's not what I was expecting.
Fun for the whole family. Don't know what you're all worried about.
Yeah.
Can I investigate this mantle a little bit more? Like,
Sure.
Is there anything about it I would recognize? Any kind of magic I could identify on it?
You just get this overwhelming sense of dread as Azil approaches it. You can cast through your familiar, right? So you could probably cast Identify, but...
Hold on, let me check.
That's a thing, right?
There is a limit on what spells you can cast.
Oh, got it.
I think is it maybe not touch spells?
I think
don't
it's
remember.
only touch
Only
spells.
touch.
you
Only
can
touch
cast,
spells.
Okay.
Damn.
If memory
Oh.
serves, but
I think you're right, Sam.
When you cast a spell with a range of touch, my familiar can deliver the spells if I cast it. Hold on. Oh. So
Yeah,
maybe it is only touch spells.
Identify as a touch spell, but...
Yeah, what the hell? We'll give it a shot.
Okay. the information you get is a little weird. What I like to think is that identify is pulled from like history and like science and lore around an object, but this seems to be created rather recently. You can tell that it is brand new and it is handmade. You can tell that Persephone herself made this and took painstaking care into making it. Essentially, the mantle grants her spell resistance, so she has advantage on pretty much every saving throw you throw at her when she's wearing this.
Call it a null magic.
What
mantle.
kind of bird did the feathers come from? Or animal?
These are not feathers. They just look like they are.
Are they scales? What are they?
They are scales.
Oh, is it black? What color? I've been picturing it black.
It's the cloak itself is black, but the scales are blue.
They're all dragons.
They look like dragon scales.
They do not. They look more like basilisk, something like that.
Snake scales.
Something, yeah, snakes.
She got
This isn't
that
adding up. Hold on.
Gucci alligator skin.
Yeah, it's her
So-
Gucci. Respect the drip.
Is there anything in here that would confirm or deny that she is a vampire?
Not that you can find.
Vials of blood?
No blood.
Coffins?
No coffins. There is the locked
Shit.
desk drawer, and that's it.
Okay, I'll bring a seal back. I don't know what I learned from that, but I'm concerned.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so is there anything else
I'm
anyone
that
wants
mask
to
name right
do
now.
today?
I am, aside from eating every single morsel of food in sight now.
Oh! What land masses are we near? Or if any?
Hold on. You are near.
Stop the ride. I want to get off. Wait.
There's a few like scattered, like not uncharted islands, just some of the lesser islands, I like to call them. There's 7 main continents in this hemisphere. There's Albion, Garamor, Dragonspire, Theroboros, Glittergold, Creation, and the desert. And then there's about 13 lesser islands that you don't really know a whole lot about.
But there is, like, land here-ish.
Yeah. You can see like a very small circular island about, 2,000 feet on the horizon away from you.
So, if she's taking us anywhere, it's probably there. What were you saying? I interrupted you. The one...
I forgot.
Great. I had another question. Agora's a dragon?
Agora is a dragon. Yep.
And then we met those people who wanted to resurrect Tiamat also.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have half the pieces of a puzzle. I have like part of the edge, a little of the middle, but I don't know what the image is. And I'm like,
Fair enough. The landmass that you are by... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on, sorry. So anything else anyone wants to do today while I'm looking this up?
I'm kind of being a total hanger-on as far as like to Penelope, not Penelope, Persephone.
Persephone.
I got close.
close. You're close.
Yep. I'm like I said, I'm just totally all about whatever she's doing. If
Yeah.
she suggests me do something, I am ready and willing.
So while this is Adrian scarfing down food, King Jax is puking, and Bryn's looking through Azil's eyes. She's like, Yarmir, Blossom, would you come help me with something? It's just a quick thing. I just
Not
need
a
some
problem.
strong
Yeah.
people to do it.
Well, I
Come
mean,
to the
I'm
right
not so
place.
strong,
I'm
but I'll
gonna-
do what I can.
Yes, I'm
Flex a
afraid
little
I've been skipping my workouts lately too.
You know, Adrian would probably be like super into coming up with like a training plan for you if you wanted. It's like kind of her thing.
Yes.
Adrian's ears perk up. Like, is it? She like sneezes like someone. Workout regimen. What?
Adrian's head just like lifts up.
I would say workout.
Bryn, the island you're near is called Hylea. It is very green and luscious. It's kind of like a rainforest.
Awesome. Lots of wood.
Yep. So Yaramir and Blossom, she takes you up to her quarters, and Bryn, you're looking through Azil's eyes, and you hear her unlocking things.
I'm gonna try and spy on them.
And she walks in and she sits down and she's like, "Please take a seat, you two. Take a seat." And it's this nice interior. It has like blue leather chairs and gaudy decorations of like white lace everywhere.
Gonna happily sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a seat.
So Bryn, you see through Azil's eyes. She walks over to the manuals of Stone Golem and Flesh Golem, and she waves a hand over the top of one of the books, and it turns into a script, not common but orc, but it was common a
Shit.
second ago.
Hey, I can read that.
And she picks it up and she's like, "Yarmir, I am afraid my orc is rusty, and I don't mean to assume, but would you be able to translate a little bit for me?"
Sure. Can I see it?
Of course, here.
Okay, so he's going to. You're gonna read through it. Does she want it read out loud?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to just to read this out loud, or just copy it down?
Yes,
My
that would be
handwriting
great.
isn't
Well,
so-
I was gonna ask Blossom, would you be so kind to write it down while to kind of take notes as he is, sharing the
I'm
information?
Sure, I mean, if it helps. My handwriting's a little rusty, but I'll do what I can.
It's probably better than mine. And so Yaramir will kind of basically he's going line by line. They'll kind of
Okay.
you can kind of hear him muttering in Orc as he's reading each line, and then once it's done, he'll translate. And it's a slower method than just reading as he goes, but you can tell that this is kind of how he's always translated things.
Okay. So as this is going, every once in a while, she's like, "Oh, take a break, Yarmir. You're working so hard. Blossom, put the quill down. Let's just talk for a while. We don't have to work so hard. Here, would you like some wine?" And she goes over and begins
Oh.
pouring wine.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't drink alcohol.
Not a problem.
That's all right. I'll have his.
She's like, "Ah, I like you," and she brings you 2 glasses of wine and has her own, and she sips hers.
Actually, just
Yeah.
double fisting it.
So, the chapters of Brass, how did you 2 wind up there? You seem a little, you seem kind of a bit too good for them, if I can be candid.
I mean, I don't know about that. They got some pretty damn talented folks in the chapters, at least from what we've seen. I know I wouldn't want to
Honestly,
mess with half the people we've met.
I think I was accepted because they were running a little bit low on their quotas. I was just sitting in a bar in Hagramar, and all of a sudden I'm being whisked along with this crew and going back to my home continent, and now I'm going back there again to help out with some of the things, and I honestly don't know what's going on sometimes.
It sounds like you're, again, I don't mean to be rude, but it sounds like you're seeking a little stability in life. Is that true?
I wouldn't disagree with that at all, no.
Well, you don't have to make a decision now, but if you ever want to come to Sharnwick and, work for my brother and I, perhaps someday a ship could be yours. And she lightly places her hand on your shoulder.
Yaramir kind of stutters a bit and said, "Well, I never really thought of myself as the seafaring type, but if you'd be willing to have me on as an apprentice, I guess that sounds fantastic to me."
And what about you, Blossom? What do you want?
Oh man, I mean, really, I'm just kind of looking for some family that I've been missing. So traveling back with these folks is about as good a way as any to cover as much ground as you can.
Sure, and where did they go missing? I don't mean to pry. Please feel free to stop whenever I make you uncomfortable, but...
Oh, not at all. I mean, it's been a while. I don't really know when it happened, but I left home about 5 years ago, and things have, I guess, changed since then. Gotten back in touch with some family, but just looking. It seems my mother is missing, and no one's really sure where she is right now. So
I am so sorry to hear that. Again, similar offer to Yaramir. If you ever need my help in finding her, I would be grateful to be on the list of people you trust to do so.
Well, I appreciate that a lot. I mean, I don't take it you've seen a sort of panther-looking tabaxi with crazy bright yellow eyes, have you? Older than me,
no,
of course.
I can't say I have, unfortunately. There's not a lot of tabaxis in the south, but
We don't like ships too much. No offense.
that is fair. None taken. Well, let's finish up this last chapter, and then you go about your day. I so appreciate your help in this.
Anytime. I mean, if there's anything more we can do, I mean, you're pretty much, ferrying us for free passage across a damn ocean, so.
And
Not
you
a
don't
problem.
understand. We were very much so up a creek without a paddle. There, we had been getting assistance from a draconic friend of ours, and I don't know what happened to him, but something happened, and he turned almost feral and tried to attack us, and
We're left in a bit of a lurch afterwards.
And
Yeah,
she
absolutely.
kind of cuts you off a little, like, it's rude, but the two of you under her influence don't really take it as rude as much as she needs to talk right now. And this dragon, did you slay him? Is his body somewhere?
well, I don't know what happened to him. We collapsed the cave that he was in, and I don't know if it fell on top of him or what, but
And this was on Glitter Gold.
yeah, it was where you picked us up.
It
Interesting.
was fucking strong, though, so honestly, something tells me it's not gonna hold him too long. It's just as well, your ships all left when they did. They'd probably all be burnt to a cinder by now if they hadn't.
Yes, I hope that you said, makes it out fine. And his name?
Marcus.
We just call him Mar, but I mean, that's another thing we're running around looking for. The condition that he's got, something we're trying to, help find a cure for. There's a bunch of people being affected by it.
That is a great cause. I will definitely pass around anything that I come up with on illness. But anyways, we should get back out. Why don't you head out? I'll meet you in a minute.
Sure.
Okay,
Thanks for the wine.
Yeah, no problem.
How was the wine?
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
She takes the book and she sets it down on the desk, Bryn, and you see this through Azil still. She waves her hand over and it turns back to common. And then she says,
"What was the book about?"
She says a few words in orc under her breath. I
respect it.
The book is about stone golems. Creating stone golems.
Okay, so the title in Common and Orcish was the same subject matter.
Yep.
She just changed.
Yeah, she just
Weird.
changed. Yeah, she has changed the language quick. Yeah, and she mutters a few words in orc under her breath after Yarmir has left the chamber and kind of smiles a little and comes back out. Is there anything else you guys and girls would like to do on board today? Because other than that, the day's gonna go on without a hitch.
I want to hang out with Adrian because I've been
okay.
puking my guts out.
Okay.
Adrian, we're getting back to Theroboros soon.
Finally.
Look, the sooner we get off this boat, the better. I don't like Persephone and Victor.
Oh, why is that?
They are
Adrian just hasn't noticed shit.
they're up to some hooby-jooby spooky business.
Spooky
They might be
business.
vampires.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, they came down late last night and they're all like,
Okay,
ooh.
just because someone's up late doesn't make them a vampire.
Well, I was up late too, obviously, because I met her when she came down. She's like, I'm gonna go check on your friends. And I'm like, no. You can check on us during the day like normal people do.
Hey, if anyone's checking on my friends, it's me.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So then I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go investigate. And she gave one of our crew members a kiss. And that was really weird because who kisses, kissing your boss? Isn't that kind of against the rules? Anyway.
I mean, I've never done it, but typically I would assume so.
I mean, in the military, would it be normal for your
that'd
command?
be a big no-no.
Yeah, and then he just walks away like a Mr. Oh, Persephone's the best. Oh. And then.
Oh, man.
So.
Yeah.
Then Bryn joined me.
Oh.
And I looked into with my magic eyes and I saw necromancy and bad magic.
Oh, jeez.
So, and Blossom and Yaramir seem to be all like googly eyes over her. And I don't like this.
I would agree.
So what do you think we should do?
I mean, we could always kill her.
I like your style. He gives her. You feel a wooden stake be placed into your hand.
Firmly grasp it in your hand.
And Kane Jackson's like, I've been up all night making sure we are prepared. Pulls out vial of holy water, gives you like vial of holy water.
Oh, perfect, incredible.
So,
All right. So when do we attack?
well, when do you think? Well, obviously not at night, because she'll be at her strongest.
Oh, that's a good point. Should we attack now? We can attack right now.
I mean, I'm up for it, but we have to make sure Bryn's up for it. And then Blossom and Yaromir be like, oh no! How dare you attack my new girlfriend?
Wait, they're both dating her?
I don't know, but she's kissing everybody. She's dating everybody. She can. Whoever she can.
I don't understand how some of you keep up with like one girlfriend.
Okay, it is a hassle, let me tell you.
Wow, roast.
That was in character, okay?
Keeping up with a whole crew full of significant others. That sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and well, these two have been a pain in the ass since I met them. Persephone and Victor. Oh, don't be mean. No one ever listens to me, Shield Mom. No one listens to me, and I'm right.
So, we should kill him.
Well, we should kill them.
All right.
Bryn! Signal.
Bryn is not home.
He's not here, man.
Bryn's not home. Curses. Do I see Blossom and Yaromir?
Yeah, they're probably exiting at this point.
I see them with the drinks, and I'm like, no.
So your
Yeah,
party
Blossom's definitely got that like swagger, like yeah, she's had a couple of glasses of something going.
So the party regathers together, and you're free to do what you want.
You know, for a boat, this place ain't too bad.
That is a load of bullshit.
Whoa,
You're
all
some
right,
sort of-
language. Come on.
You are under some sort of spell ever since Persephone put her eyes on you, and I don't like this at all.
One
All
of the,
right, look,
one of the
I know
crew
I'm
looks
like
over.
really cute and all, but like, come on, buddy.
We're on the boat in the middle of the ocean, and you're 100% okay with this.
Not 100%. I'm just, you know, a couple of glasses in. Okay, don't fucking judge. Shut up.
I'm not judging. My point is this: the last time we were on the boat, no one saw you for a week.
That was slightly different. Slightly. I have a lot more booze now.
Can I get the second opinion on this?
My second opinion is that I agree with Blossom. I mean, it's been a
Shit, maybe something is wrong. Haha.
Something.
Blossom just like elbows Yaromir. Like
there's-
good-naturedly.
I don't really have a problem with what's been going on so far. It's not really been. We've been going fast. We've been. I don't know. I can see why Blossom's having a better time this time around.
Yeah, I mean, we're not, like, immediately being pursued by, like, fucking, you know, Breezy and my family right now, for one thing. Like, that was a lot different.
And
We don't have to go across both the whole ocean. We just have
That's
to go.
true. It's just
a
like a
little.
day.
Yeah.
It's not strange that she's friends with the Queen of Maywick. That doesn't bother you?
That was not
She's,
actually relayed to us. That was your conversation with Bryn last night.
Ooh,
Kane Jackson's just dropping bombs right
Yeah,
now.
I was like,
Steak in
wait,
hand.
what?
Well, I mean,
wait
she's
a
she's an
second.
important person. She's an influencer around the
I
area.
mean,
It's
she's, like,
possible she
super
just
cool.
knows people.
What do you mean she knows the queen, though?
She knows the Queen of Maywick. Like, they're friends. Good friends. You know who else was a friend with the Queen of Maywick, right?
Yeah, I know. I was there, King Jax. That doesn't mean, like, fucking anything, though. I mean, you know, I'm Thunder's niece, and that doesn't make me a bad person, right? Right?
thundering with the
Suddenly, like, Blossom
thaumaturgy.
gets that, like, drunk face where, like, shit gets real really fast.
The thunderous voice as he casts thaumaturgy and his eyes light up and he's just like, Bullen, damn it! Listen to me! There's nothing right about this boat.
Did you do this while we're, like, on the deck?
Oh yeah.
Bryn hears shouting and comes back and she's like, what the
Bryn, can you please tell our two very semi-charmed compatriots there is something going on here?
I don't know what you're talking about, Kinjax. We are in the middle of attack. We are guests in this ship. She has helped us very much.
Yeah, King Jax, are you just like fucking out of like, you know, your herb or something? Because I mean, like, you gotta chill the fuck out, man.
Perhaps we should all go below deck and take
And
a
line
breather
up, yeah.
together.
Adrian leans over to Cane Jax, like still gripping, like like a stake. Just, I think she's turned against us.
Come on, let us all go below deck.
All right, I mean, view's better down there anyway. Fucking
I
ocean.
take them to my cabin, close and lock the door.
I'm not totally okay with the situation of being on a boat, y'all. Just
As you're walking downstairs, a few rats skitter by here and there.
Oh god, oh no.
Oh, but they're just rats. Wait.
Blossom's like, don't fucking look at me.
Okay, we get to my cabin. I close and lock the door and say, Kinjax is right. We suspect she is a vampire.
What? Fucking rewind,
Voices-
whatever that means.
Voice is low.
What are you talking about? Time stop. What? What?
Okay.
That's not funny.
Let's also keep our voices down because she cannot know that we suspect her. We have reason to
you
believe
suspect
that the pair of you have been charmed.
I think
and
I would
that
know.
Potentially. No, I don't know if you would. Who is the expert on magic here? It's me. Anyway.
Get schooled, nerd.
Well, you all
Blossom just like self-consciously rubs at her arm for a second and
well,
is like,
you all
"Okay."
have been here too. How come we're the ones that are charmed and not any of you?
Well,
Yeah.
last I checked, vampires don't really have an effect on holy individuals.
I don't know why it didn't work on me.
Is that
Sometimes-
even like a thing? How much does Blossom know about vampires from her stories and songs?
Yeah, can I figure out how much Jaromir knows? He
Like,
doesn't
does
know
any
a
of this
whole
seem
lot. I know
reasonable?
that for sure.
You don't have to roll for it. Yeah, I mean, it seems you've probably heard of undead creatures being able to possess other people. It doesn't automatically mean that you think you're being
Right.
possessed, but you have probably heard of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe somebody else on the ship is possessing these two. I don't fucking know.
I
Yeah,
am-
that's.
I
this
am
seems-
also part of this rebellion.
What rebellion? There's no
Why-
rebellion.
Why are we?
Mutiny.
We're getting a ride. What's
Yeah,
there
seriously,
all this rebellion
y'all.
about?
Let's not like
I don't
start
know.
starting shit while we're
Yarmir,
stranded in the middle of the fucking ocean, okay?
Yarmir, use your brain. She said we would be at land before tomorrow was out. There's no way. We are
It's a fucking
miles
fast
from
ship.
there.
We're
Yeah,
so
maybe-
ship
is
a
that
long
fast.
way.
It's a fast ship.
No
Maybe
ship
we're,
is that fast.
We're stopping. I don't know. I'm not an expert on ships.
I slap Yarmir across the face.
Oh,
Whap!
yikes.
Jaromir will take a punch back.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we fighting.
10.
Yeah.
I just want to snap him out of it. I don't know. If you take damage, you get resistance against certain wisdom saves.
All right, that's it. Places hand on Blossom's head. By the power vested in me in Bullen Yang,
All right,
break
come on.
this weird sort of partnership linkedness apart. And he casts Lesser
I think
Restoration.
she thinks I'm hot.
Jaromir, you're just jealous. Well, King
Of
Jax, you're
lesser
just jealous
restoration
that
work.
she's not your friend, but she's my friend.
King Jackson, you put your hand out and you reach out for your magic, and it's not there.
Fucker, you're using the thing I told you could use against me right at this moment.
You told me to do it.
I know I did.
At
Womp
this, my
womp.
weakest hour.
King Jack, so you reach out and you wait for this swell of cold to touch your fingertips, and there's just nothing there.
King Jax,
Fly,
you're in
man,
my
fly.
bubble.
Look,
Ajax is just
I
gonna-
understand that you might be a little upset about you not being the favorite around here anymore, but
I was never the favorite. In fact, Adrian's been the favorite since forever.
What?
Adrian's like, I'm just happy to be here.
I think we all know
I'm
the
just happy to
favorite.
be included.
You know, actually, I do find it pretty hurtful, first of all, that my friends don't believe me and don't trust me, especially coming from Blossom, considering everything we've been through together. And you know what? You want to hang out with Persephone and you want to get your next bitey, fine. Be my guest. And K-Jax will storm out of the room.
You walk out and Persephone's right there.
Oh, well, look at that. Well, just perfect timing. Persephone's here. Grips wooden stake.
Her eyes are a
grabs-
little wide. She's like, I just wanted to let you all know that we've reached land.
Thank fucking gods!
All right, well,
Blossom will push her way like right past King Jack.
is there a
I'm gonna push.
Yaramir's kind of, I wouldn't say meekly, but Yaramir's kind of like poking his head out. So, you were serious about that offer, right?
Of course, anytime you want, Yarmir.
Well, where can I find you then?
The town of Sharnwick. Head north through the stack. It's pretty hard to miss. We're up on the top of the mountains. We'd be honored to have you serve for us, and perhaps someday have people serve for you.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind once we're done here.
Yes. And the 5 of you come up, and you are.
As I'm walking by, I want to like have my holy water, open it. Oh, oops! Spill it on her.
It splashes her across the forearm, and nothing happens.
Classic.
Amazing.
Oh, I
I'm so
fell
sorry.
over.
I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna walk up to her, and I'm gonna spill holy
it.
water.
Spill.
And I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, I'm a furbog. I lost my ride. My friends don't believe me, and I'm new in town."
All together now.
So, you come up above deck, and you are in a port. She tells you that you are. Since the winds were so good, we didn't want to waste any of y'all's time, so we actually routed the continent a little bit, and we are around point 11 on the map.
Oh, we have
Is
that
this in
map
character?
too.
You're right
Point
here.
11.
And where is that?
Yeah, where's that with what we know at least?
Point
Game
11
turn.
is called. It's in Dwarvish. Hold on.
Let's see. Okay, and there's the hammer. All right, all right.
Point 11 is called Atheran. Atheran is often seen as where cowardly dwarves go to live. When their godly mother
Harsh.
Estisha fell, some of the dwarven people felt it was no longer their duty to help in the caretaking of Agora's bell. They moved across the Goldrun Valley and started their own civilization. Atheranites are known for their greediness. Most of them are mercenaries of some sort. The rest are willing to do less than lawful things to make their coin. Though the city of Atheran itself is relatively crime-free, as they have a sense of kinship, many criminals being hunted by other towns can be traced back to Atheran.
Hey, maybe we'll be safe here.
I miss the dogs in party hats.
I got it.
It's like we're coming home, y'all. Yeah.
So, she says, you'll be safe in Atheran. Many people from Glitter Gold come home to Atheran as they get wealthier. They can afford better manners in Atheran. You don't really have to check in. Our boat will be checked. And she kind of points a finger up to, like, the portmaster who is coming by. And it is a very beautiful, like, tiered city. There's also a path from the port right out of the city if you don't even want to go in. And it's still midday. You don't know how you got here so quickly, but you did.
Are we sure the
Also,
amount
just
of
sort
time
of
that,
gestures everywhere, like, ha, it's fine.
are we sure the amount of
Awful
time
shit.
we perceived passing was the amount of time that did pass?
Make a retroactive arcana check.
Retroactive arcana.
Was a natural one, so no.
Oh, sad.
You're a little disoriented, frankly.
It's the time zones, jet lag.
Boat lag.
Yeah. Jet-lag considering Marsaurus.
Persephone comes up to Yaramir and attempts to give him a hug if he allows it.
I'll allow it.
She gives you a hug and she, pats you on the back. She says, Yaramir, just let me know if you ever tire of...
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah, that's,
And thank
No
you
problem.
for translating for me. I'll try to learn some Orc next time I see you.
Yarmil will kind of give a formal farewell in Orc and translate for her.
I'll remember that. And she moves on to Blossom, and she hugs you as well if you allow it. And she says,
Oh yeah, Blossom does the like friendly kiss on the cheek kind of thing.
She returns it.
Yeah.
And she's like, and Blossom, you are just a little light, aren't you? If you're ever in the north, please feel free to come by. Sharnwick always has room for good people.
I like that. Thank you. And thanks again for the offers of help and the ride and everything. We really appreciate it. I just glower at King Jax.
It's not a problem at all, please. It was our pleasure to have you 5 aboard. The rest of you, it was a pleasure. And she walks down the gangplank.
Oh, geez, it's almost like everything worked out just perfectly fucking fine, shall we? Blossom starts stomping away,
Adrian sheathes her her steak.
her steak.
Oh, okay.
And Jax, you need to stop reading so many scary bedtime stories. We talked to her upstairs when there's sun all around us. It is sunny day, right?
Yep.
There's sun all around us. She would be
Yes,
burnt to a
Aaron.
crisp, a pile of ashes on the dock.
She's wearing sunscreen.
And just
Very
because,
strong SPF.
just
Mage
because-
armor.
Look at you.
3,000.
And do we have some sort of mirror or something?
just because
not.
things don't seem proper doesn't
I have my
mean-
necklace. It's shiny.
Whatever it is. And Jax, I
It's not a
implore
mirror,
you,
but it reflects.
you have not gotten any sleep. You look like a mess.
Oh, got him.
I didn't get any sleep because I was watching all of you.
Do all my friends hate me, or do I just need sleep?
But
Your
last I
paranoia
checked,
is getting out of control. You need to get some rest and let your mind at ease.
I'll rest. And I will ponder on who my friends really are and who really does trust me, because quite frankly, after everything we've been through, I thought my friends would trust me, but they don't. So I shall bid thee all adieu for now. I am going to do some prayers.
Can Jax? You do realize they're under a spell, right? It isn't actually them.
I
Thanos
love
on
it.
your side.
King Jax is genuinely hurt by the actions here, and that his friends don't believe him.
They're not in their right minds.
Well, apparently I'm not in my right mind, so
No. We are correct. They are enchanted.
my magic didn't work. I can't let them know that it didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
I'm gonna go pray. Maybe that'll do it.
Okay. Thoughts and prayers. That helps.
No, it doesn't.
Blossom is like
Actually, it
halfway
doesn't.
through
It
the
requires
bar right
action.
now.
Speaking of which, if you want to donate right now.
Prayers.
Okay, so are you guys and gals trying to stay in Atheran, or are you moving past the city?
I think we're staying the night so dear
I,
King Jax can rest.
Sure.
I think some time on terra firma may not be so bad.
Okay, so it's easy enough to find lodging. It's a very sketchy town, more so than most that you've been in.
I
There
feel
are
at home.
there are not people getting stabbed in the streets, but there are
Aw.
people running down back alleys constantly. There is no police guard, anything in sight that you can identify. It is a town of criminals.
I retrieved my cat, by the way.
Yeah, sure. she kills your cat. um,
I will go back and stake her through the heart if she touches my cat.
she's not a vampire. Okay, so you guys, you find lodging. There's one main tavern. It's not the biggest city. There's one main tavern. It's called the Flaming Hot Cheeto. I'm just kidding. It's called the Flaming Wagon. But when I was writing that earlier, I was like, Flaming Hot Cheetos sound good. So it's called the Flaming Wagon, and the emblem is just a wagon on fire. But
Giant Cheeto.
it's a little overkill because they also have a wagon on fire right outside of the shop. It's kind of their little mascot.
Wagon on Fire sounds like a really good D&D
I
band.
know,
It
right?
really does.
So yeah, that's
Oh, that's a song from the Oregon Trail. That's why it sounds like a really good D&D
Gotcha.
band name. Wagon on Fire. I got it.
So you guys and gals kind of walk in, and it's very dwarven here, as most of the places on Theroboros, and a lot of people ask for a lot of things. If you want to procure rooms, it's easy enough to do so. People are constantly
Yeah.
coming up like, "Hey, you got any extra coin? Could use a few," and they're just kind of asking nicely all the time.
Blossom's doing that sort of like posturing, like eye contact thing, where like if she notices any other like grabby hands looking people like eyeing us, she's like, "Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you."
Yaramir's-
you know,
Yaramir's
give
going to
me
be on
nicest
high
thing,
alert of his
fucker.
coin purse the entire time.
Okay, there's a lot of thieves' cant scribbled around the town as well, Blossom, that you pick up on.
Anything catches my eye? Like,
Just a lot of it actually is kind of just honor among thieves is what it
Okay.
says, and it's a lot of like safe here.
no, like gossip or news that I can tell at
No
least.
news. It's just like you're safe
Okay.
here. There's one spot that says "Don't go here," and it's like an old abandoned building.
Ooh, okay.
But most of them are like safe here, honor
Makes me
among
wanna
thieves.
go there.
I really want to go there, yeah.
There for psychology at its finest.
Don't come here.
Blossom's knock senses tingle, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, ooh, what's in there?
So King Jax, are you trying to find like a temple in the city?
No, I'm just gonna go find a quiet spot and reflect and
Okay.
pray.
Okay, you do so in the abandoned building. Just kidding. You find you find a back alley that seems to be not in use.
Not in use.
Yep. And you
Yeah,
can
the other
kind of
ones were
take
all
some
booked
time.
up through the weekend.
You can kind of take some time there if you want to. It leads into like this nice little courtyard that's a little overgrown and doesn't seem to be taken
I
care
will
of.
spend a decent amount of time there,
Okay.
having prayers and thoughts to myself.
Are you praying to Bulin or just yourself?
I'm a god now. Me, I'm the
He's
god.
ascended
Okay.
on our way over.
No, I'm praying to Bulin, my buddy Bulin.
Okay. Are you trying to talk to him or just general?
just
prayers?
praying,
Okay.
He's very taxed right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you spend some time. There's a little soft fountain in the center. A dwarven woman, or not dwarven woman, a human-looking woman is depicted in the center of this fountain. Water is running out of both of her open hands, kind of softly in the background while you're praying.
do I recognize who this iconography is devoted to? Or
Yeah, this
Connie.
is Asticia. She's the goddess of water in all creation. She's the mother of dwarves. She pretty much created everything that's not on fire.
I'll be sure to thank her in my prayers as well
Okay.
for giving me a quiet spot and also for helping us with our source.
Sure. And you also know that, this place is the people who abandoned Asticia's wishes, so it makes sense that this place is overgrown and not really in use.
Okay.
In fact, it's kind of odd that there's even a statue here in the first place, but...
Kane Jax will take it.
Okay.
Surprised it hasn't been stolen.
So anyone else want to do anything else? There's not a whole lot at the inn going on. Again, honor among thieves. It gets a little rowdy, but nobody tries to steal your shit.
Blossom is just drinking up. But whenever we end up retiring for the night, she's gonna wanna check in on Breezy's whereabouts with that creepy ass blood compass she still has some blood for.
Nice. Okay. So you load a vial into it. You watch as it kind of spins around the entire base of the compass, and at where the blood stops, the needle points up, and it is northeast of your location.
Okay, so it is actually in the direction of the hammer then.
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly, yeah, just like
Mhm.
sort of that way. All right, because
Yeah.
Blossom, what Blossom remembers at least from the talk was that Breezy had claimed to have joined the chapters of Brass and be at the Hammer.
Yeah.
And Blossom is like, we learned how to lie together. Half of that is true.
Yeah.
So she's really just kind of looking to like verify the possibility right now.
It's possible, again, with your
Yeah.
your previous insight checks and King Jax is not likely.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, not likely that she joins the chapters,
Yeah.
but Blossom's like she might be in that area actually, and it's
Yep.
lie with a half truth kind of thing.
Right. Okay, so anything else anyone wants to do?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you wake up just fine the next day. The flaming wagon is dead in the morning. There's drunk dwarven men and women strewn across the bar. There's one man riding the chandelier that seems to have passed out on top of it, just kind of spread eagle on top of it.
Blossom's just like, yeah.
The bartender themselves is passed out behind the bar with like a little sheet over them. And that's the scene you walk downstairs to.
Awesome. Blossom will just help herself to some breakfast booze and leave a few coins.
Okay.
Just like strolling behind the counter. Like...
Yeah, the bartender kind of shifts over and they look up at you and they're like, yep, serve yourself in the morning. And they kind of
Yep.
roll back over and put like the newspaper over their head.
Blossom tries to move quietly out of consideration because she's probably got a hangover too.
This
Kind.
this does not seem like a particularly morning town.
I
I
think
don't-
they're lovely.
I don't think Adrian will have any friends on her morning run.
Joke's on you. Half the town's out.
That's where everyone is.
Adrian should take inspiring leader as a feat.
I agree. I think she already is an inspiring leader.
Yep.
She is. Adrian is an inspiration to us all.
It's true.
Live your best
We
life.
stand Shield Mom here.
Shield
Okay,
Mom
so-
supports you.
On this channel,
We
stand
stand
Shield
Shield Mom in this house.
So you all meet up.
And Zaddy.
You all meet up. What's your plan? You can talk about it in character if you want.
Well, we got to get back to the hammer, don't we?
Yes.
I think that's probably the best
And that's
best
just
route.
straight north, according to this map.
Do we know how long of like travel by foot it should take to get there?
Like
Or we
an
can ask
hour.
around.
Like literally an hour.
Oh,
It
wow,
is-
okay.
Yeah, they're very, very close.
If we're so close, do we see if Blossom will scale a building to like get a better
Okay.
look? Do we see like signs of, crazy conflict, like, lots of campfires for like an army and shit like that?
Lots and lots of campfires. But it is kind of covered in forest, so it is kind of hard
Right.
to see. Lots of smoke trails and campfires, but no scenes of actual war are being had.
Okay.
Like,
I don't
there's
see
not,
like
there's
crazy
not giant,
flashes of magic or
No,
anything.
there's not big
Okay.
giant bodies strewn about or anything. So
All right. All right.
Is there
well,
anyone nearby who seems to be the least bit not sober or hungover,
no.
aside from the party? No? Okay.
It's just a whole city of dwarf blossoms,
It
y'all.
is. This is
I-
where
I
Blossom's
forgot.
gonna retire.
Seriously, she's like, this is the best.
I was going to ask about the condition of the hammer last night, but I didn't think anyone would give me a straight answer until today. And well, he kind of just nudges somebody who's on the floor with his foot. I think we're still not going to get a great answer. We might just have to pound pavement and see for ourselves.
Well, it looks like the siege is still underway. There's like a crap ton of, like campfires and stuff. If we start heading north, I'm sure we'll be able to run into somebody from the chapters or somewhere.
And King Jax,
Some
did you
info.
rejoin the party?
Yeah, but King Jax is being quiet and distant.
Do we feel like any effects like wear off or anything after this amount of time? Or like, I'm just curious if anything has sort of like,
Yeah, so I'm
triggered.
gonna try to describe it the best I can. It's your experiences were still real, but you don't feel as you're kind of like, was she that great yesterday? You don't think she's necessarily like, instantly a vampire. Like you did genuinely enjoy your times with her, But now you're kind of like, oh well, she was just a random person. I'll probably never see her again.
That
Like,
honeymoon phase has
yeah.
ended.
essentially, yeah.
I mean, like, is it reasonable enough? Because I don't know if, like, Blossom might have been, like, charmed person in the past. Like, would it feel similar in that effect? I know it's not exactly the same, but...
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's reasonable that Blossom would actually, like, realize what happened in any way.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that you still view her as friendly, but
Right.
you might understand now that you were a little too friendly, I guess.
Yeah. It may not seem, like, as nefarious as a vampire plot, but I can
Yeah.
tell, like, yeah, I was fucking, like, enchanted and that shit ain't cool.
Yeah, she's not she's not an enemy, but she's maybe not a friend.
Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, you know, a bunch of people she saw, like, fuck up a bunch of monsters, roll up asking for free passage. I think it's reasonable to wanna, like,
Yeah.
make sure we're not gonna steal her ship. At least that is Blossom's current reasoning.
Mhm.
Alright, good to know.
All right, so are we headed for the hammer, everybody? Everybody
I
cool
think
with
so.
that?
Works for me.
Everyone's cool. Yeah, that's my idea of a good time.
I like sieges.
Okay. Yeah.
Who doesn't like a good siege? Alex.
So, we
Don't
will.
look at me.
Any interactions on this hour travel?
Yeah, at some point Blossom will try to, like, sort of fall back to with King Jax if he'll, like, even, like, talk to her and just be like, hey, I'm sorry that things got so heated yesterday.
No worries. I'm trying not to dwell on it too much.
I don't want you to think that, like, you know, I don't trust you or anything, because that's not the case.
It's... I don't know what the right word is, but it makes... I originally, when we first met Victor and Persephone, I said, you know, I don't really like them. And then when we were hanging out with them again, I say, hey, you know, I don't really like them. And I have to, like, go through detective work. I have to go be an investigator to go improve, like, my intuition. And I just wish the wrong turns would believe me.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I woke up and something wasn't right from yesterday. I mean, I don't know about, like, vampires or anything, but, like, I mean, something's not right with what happened. That much you were right about.
Perhaps I was a little extra nervous at jumping to the conclusion of vampires. I mean, but I should have... Bryn was right, you were under the effects of some sort of magic. So I suppose it was a bit unfair of me to get upset as I did yesterday.
I mean, I think it's pretty justified. Your live sister wasn't being a very good live sister, so I'm sorry.
Well, I forgive you. But in the future, if Kanejak says you are under some sort of semi-charmed life, I would recommend that perhaps we heed those words. Though I am a bit perturbed. My magic was not functioning properly yesterday.
I mean, I was gonna ask. I noticed you did try to do, like, one of your, like, fixie things, and nothing really happened. And usually gets a bit chilly after that. Is everything okay?
Well, I'm not sure. I wish I could tell you.
Has that ever, like, happened? Has a spell not worked for you before? I don't really know how that stuff works exactly.
GM
She just
has that ever?
Anxiously scratches at her hand a little.
That has
Has that
not
ever
happened to you, no.
Well, it hasn't happened to me ever since Bowen's ascension to arch-existence-dom.
I don't want to freak you out, but do you think it's because he's sick?
Well, I'm not freaking out because it's probably the correct answer.
Well, we're getting a lot closer to figuring things out, I think.
Not only me who's worried about finding these answers. He glances around. There's a lot of us who need these answers. Especially for our good friend Marsaurus.
Marsaurus, yeah. I hope he'll be okay. I'm actually a little bit worried now that thinking back on some of the talks we had with Persephone. She was asking a lot of questions.
About
Everything. What we're doing here and how we got there. Which, I mean, honestly, is not like an unreasonable fucking question. We, like, just showed up on an island in the middle of a goddamn ocean.
Yes, and I didn't think we'd ever have to see them again, and I'm
I
sure they
know.
were not happy to see us again.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of figure maybe, like, I don't know, maybe that's why she did what she did. Like, a bunch of, you know, badasses like us boarding your ship. You know, you want to take some precautions, I'm sure.
I wouldn't go as far as to try and attempt to charm my guests, because...
Oh, no, I mean, that kind of shit is fucked up.
Well, not only that, Bryn and I caught on, and that could have, well, turned everything sideways for them.
That's true. I don't know. I guess we just gotta keep our eyes out.
Indeed. What did you talk about when she took you away, gave you drinky drinks?
Well, you know, she asked how we got here, and she said she had us help her read or translate some book she had. I don't know, some orcish thing she had, and she wanted Yaramir's help figuring out what it said, and she had me like help copy things down for her. I don't know, it was weird, that's for sure, but I don't know, I mean, not everybody is a, you know, bookworm like Bryn, I guess.
Bryn is our resident book expert. I can't read common, so...
I mean, really, she should have asked Bryn for help, but...
Seriously, if you're gonna ask someone for help, ask the nerd, am I right?
Seriously.
Am I right, gamers?
Am I right?
And also, training advice? Why wouldn't you ask Adrian? She's the best in the
Seriously.
business.
I know.
And we stand Shield Mom in this house.
We do.
We don't have a house.
We do,
But,
back in
We do!
the bookends.
The
Not
Giants
here.
Den. No, not here. Well, we've got my portable hole. It's the
Oh, is
closest
Scream
thing.
Order
We
still in
still
there?
steal Mom in this portable hole.
Blasi, do you still have Scream Hoarder, perchance? No reason. Speaking of
I
all this
mean,
charming
it's still
stuff.
around. We don't really have anything else to do with it right now. It's kind of evening out the table I got set up in there. It was a little
Oh.
crooked. The scabbard's like jammed under a crate to like keep it from wobbling.
Well, I hate to say it, but we should probably destroy it at some point. We'll have to find some new table balance for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, eventually, it's, you know, definitely just a placeholder. I am a little bit worried, though. When we were talking to Persephone, she was like offering Yaramir to come and join them, and I
Whoa,
think he
whoa,
was
whoa,
actually kind of interested.
What kind of Ponzi scheme is she trying to get you two into?
I know, maybe she's just trying to poach people from the fucking chapters.
You know, that seems like the skeezy kind of thing a vampire would do.
Alright, well, maybe, but let's not, like, get too ahead of ourselves. She just let us, like, walk away. I mean, nothing happened.
Bryn's right, we did sail really fast.
I don't know enough about geography to really refute this, so I guess I will trust my nerdly friends.
I am going to trust the fact that, first of all, Keith is the best sailor that this world has ever seen, and second of all, Keith couldn't make that trip even if he tried his damnedest. And if
Oh.
Keith can't do it, nobody can.
We could try. I mean, you know, next time you're like feeling up for it with like your spells, we're about to like walk into an active war zone, so maybe not like right fucking now.
Not
But-
right now.
We could ask Keith if he's like heard of these people, if they're like known for shipping back and forth on the ocean and stuff. He might know if there's like fucking sea vampires about.
That's a good point. I mean, Keith did once mention a skeleton crew on some sort of black ship, but
What?
I don't know. He said that was just a story.
I mean, King Jax, lots of stories have some truth in them.
Oh, well, that's true. But you know Keith, he's such a jokester sometimes.
I don't really know Keith. We know him almost as well as we know anybody else we've met.
I hung out with Keith for a few weeks. We're pretty tight. I write him on the
Alright.
regs.
I mean, I definitely cannot be one to judge, so, you know, you do you.
Plus, I mean, get a look at Keith. There's no way he's a vampire.
Good
Am I
looking
right?
Loxodon.
Ooh, Loxodon vampire. That's a
Yo, that's amazing.
yeah.
It's fucking tusks.
It's just
Okay,
uses
so-
the trunk.
As y'all are,
Vampire bite with reach.
yeah.
Uses the tusks, drinks the blood with the the trunk.
All right, as you are all walking and thinking about Loxodon vampires, pondering if it would work,
Character.
you
would.
descend the rolling green hill down into the barren strip of land that is Hadmira's Hammer. You see the big steel dome built into the side of this large cliff mountain face. You see that the doors are still closed, and you see that the chapters of brass have taken up a semicircle about 600 feet of a perimeter around the entrance of the gate. There are flags from all kinds of houses and chapters and different ones. You do see Kit's flag is up at the very center in the middle, and her clan, her own chapter. She has her own chapter as well. That's what you see. Yeah, Bryn?
I meant to ask before we got here.
Mhm.
Could I check a calendar or something?
Sure. We'll say your map has a calendar in the back.
It's an agenda.
Does our arrival match up with our departure?
I mean,
How do you
don't
know what day it is?
Yeah.
We asked
That's why I
some
wanted to
random
check a
private.
calendar.
Well, the calendar.
The
it's not
calendar
like,
would be changed by us. It's not a
Yeah.
digital.
That's why I wanted to check a different calendar before we left.
Oh, before you left.
I forgot to ask.
I
wanted
get
to.
it. Okay.
I was also confused by the order of
Oh, no.
operations.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
our.
like
Um,
checking your phone
Nope, nobody
calendar.
else's.
It
What is
does.
Yep, looks up to date.
It does add up.
It does.
It
does.
is. I can get you a date.
Somehow that's worse.
Yeah.
Actually, I am curious.
I don't need to know the
When
specific
is
dates.
it? Because we lost that time still
Yeah,
back
it
during
is.
the.
It is Salon the 2nd. So it has been. Y'all met. Let's see how many months you guys have known each other. You guys have known each other a long time.
What is it, pretty girl?
Kitty!
I know she's staring at me.
The precious baby.
Candle Nights was there.
A good
No.
bean.
Crazy.
Can we see the
Homes.
precious child?
It's Salon. It's Salon first. So you've known each other for like 4 months.
4 months.
It's been a long travel. So
How long has it been since like Candle Nights?
2 months.
2 months, and it's been like a month, I guess, since we felled Thunder for the first round.
Yeah, time got a little weird over there because of the whole
Yeah.
time travel-y thing, but yeah, about a month.
All right, and I mean, Blossom has no fucking idea how time works for Rakshasa to like come
Yeah.
back anyway, but she's thinking about it.
Sure. So yes, it
All the
did
time.
add up somehow. So it's Salon the 1st. Tomorrow is a
Okay.
holiday.
How in the hell did we get?
What holiday?
It's called Drought Break. It is celebrated as a day that is guaranteed to rain on. No matter what year, it has always rained on this day because
Shit.
Aesthesia said so. So it's your least favorite holiday.
Yep, fucking right off the boat and into the Stisha weather. Great.
Out of the pan and out of the frying pan and into the fire.
So you come up on this this
Out of the ocean and into the storm.
this
Yup, there
scene
you go.
of siege. Kit is in the center the tent, and she's kind of at the head of it. She seems to be geared up and ready to fight, even though nothing is really going on.
Does she recognize us when we come close?
Yeah. She looks over. She's like, "Adrian, you've made it. Welcome to the siege."
Oh, yes, I'm here.
How did you five? Never mind. I don't really need to know your exploits.
I think it had something to do with vampires, and I was not allowed to kill them.
Vampire. Okay, well. Well,
Allegedly.
if you'd like to join us, I think giants might be a little simpler than vampires. I've heard they don't come back from the dead.
Well, I mean, I could
Adrian
definitely
will
use that.
turn and make eye contact with Kane Jax, asking for his approval.
I mean, by all means, these are not nice giants.
Okay, got it. Yeah, let's kill him.
Aw.
All right. Well, we are about to storm the gates. One of our mages was able to disable their turrets last night. They have 6 large ballistas on either side, but one of our mages was able to snipe all 6 of them out last night.
Did you give them a medal?
They will be receiving one when we get back to the bookends, yes.
Cool.
What exactly has like the situation been around here, I guess? I mean, what are we facing on the inside? What can we do to help too while we're here?
Well, we'd be grateful if you just joined us in the frontal assault, but essentially we're going to go, and she points over to like a large metal ram they have built. We're just going to ram the door in and hope for the best. I've exhausted all tactical knowledge I have. This place is impenetrable. We tried running up a few times, and those ballistas tore us to pieces. We took a few losses in the chapters.
I'm sorry to hear that. Has and Blossom just sort of smiles at everyone. Goes, has anybody tried the sewers?
Doing the sewers
Yes. Unfortunately, the sewers have been packed with the giants there as well, and
Aw.
not the oh, we have a chance to fight them. The hounds of the giants, if you will.
Oh shit! All right. Damn.
Hounds.
You know,
say?
I am a little upset about that, but at the same time, I don't know if I could stomach more time in the sewers.
Yes, and the only person that was able to get past the hounds, may the gods rest his soul, found a barricaded, caved-in area. So I don't think the sewers are a possibility for us.
Well,
Damn.
if we have to try the front door, let's try the front door. When were you expecting to make this assault?
Right now.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect timing.
I mean, we'll do what we can.
There is no... If this doesn't work, there's no danger. We're not sitting ducks out there because the ballistas have been disabled. And you look up and there are like 6 tilted down, blasted apart wooden like bows that used to be ballistas. So even if we run up there, the only way we're in danger is if they open those gates, and that's what we want anyways.
All right.
Seems foolproof then.
If it doesn't work, then we come back and we keep occupying the town so they can't get out at least, but we need to get in there. We did hear they struck a bell yesterday, and it was, as it was in the bookends. It was loud, and it leads me to believe that they've gotten through the valley somehow.
Well, shit.
How many bells is that now?
Well, you heard one bell ring. You don't necessarily know if it broke. I think you've heard twice that a bell has rung, and this would be the third, even though you didn't hear it because you were on a different continent, essentially.
Well, how many are there in total?
7.
This is not going well, guys.
It doesn't
What are you
necessarily
talking
mean
about?
they
We
broke,
have-
but
We have probably 4 or 5 more.
we got 4 more shots.
Woo.
So we need to get in there now. I'm ready to lead the charge. And you see Salaka, the Githyanki that Yarmir had previously sparred with, very briefly. She comes up, her hands are wrapped, she has a sword at her side, the symbol of the Adjudicator on her chest, and she's like, all right, we are ready. And she shakes Kit's hand, and Kit says, for 6 stones. Yeah, and they hug and they say, for 6 stones.
No.
Just up 6 stones.
Rip.
No, we met him.
Yeah, you guys met 6 stones. He was
We
a
drank with him at Riskers.
he was a halfling rogue.
Yeah, Blossom gets sad at that. He was a good drinking buddy.
Okay, so if you want to join the siege, you can. I'm not gonna railroad you into it. You're more than welcome to do whatever you want, but they're gonna go.
Yeah, Blossom's like, I'm not really good at the whole frontal assault kind of
Siege
thing, but I want to
warfare.
help if we can.
Yes,
I'll
we'd
let the
like
front
to.
line do the front line and see if you can't sneak around and pick some people off on the sides.
Friends.
Yeah.
Chris, can you describe the wall situation again?
Sure, it's like steel walls essentially. The dwarves built with steel, and it's like a big semicircle dome around the mountains that connects up to the mountains. The dome itself is also carved, and there's no entrances except for the main door and the 6 ballista holes on the top.
Okay, I'm guessing a simple shatter will not get us through.
Unlikely.
An
Ganjax, what were you
advanced
saying?
shatter. We are, dear general friends, we are not what you would refer to as frontal assault experts, but we're more of what they call special forces.
Why don't you come in after then?
That's what we're trying to say, and perhaps we do try the sewers. We are quite effective at this whole.
If it's caved in, though, I don't know that there will be much we can do about that anyway. I take it y'all have, like, tried magic on the door? Blossom asks and is just sort of, like, rubbing at her arm again.
We have, yes.
Just curious.
Are we doing this, Seleka? Is now the time?
All right. Have you tried invoking a certain being to open the door, perhaps?
Well, why don't we get going, y'all?
Look, I don't condone
Blossom
it, but
starts sneaking off into the crowd.
Wait
I
a
don't-
second. I understood that reference and I don't approve.
Blossom's just gone. You guys
Yeah,
are like,
Blossom's
"What?"
God.
I don't
I do
usually
not approve.
But when we
Play
were
four.
when we were first here, that's how we got out.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Neither do I, but
I won't force you to come. I understand that your allegiances lie to the chapters, but yourselves as well. We will be storming right now.
what we're trying to say is we are not really.
Good at this.
All right, you do you. Kit takes out both of her cutlasses with the
Will assist
ornate
how we
handles.
can from the shadows.
Two Goliath men stand up, and they both grab one side of this giant steel ram, and other people line up with shields above them just in case. And they begin running towards this gate.
Oh boy.
I want to help, but we're not good
Me
at
too.
that.
But we're bad at this.
You watch as they get up to the gate unabated. Nothing happens. The ballista holes don't populate with arrows, nothing. You watch as the steel ram is wheeled up to the front door and slammed into it. You watch as it slams 6, 7, 8 times, and on the 8th it finally bursts open, and the army runs inside, yelling and cheering and excited for battle, and then nothing happens.
That felt too easy.
They walk
Well,
inside.
they had to hit it 8 times.
There is no steel on steel. There are no signs of combat. There are no
This
sounds.
feels like a trap.
You look down, and Kit has walked back out, and she just kind of like puts her cutlasses away.
Well,
This feels like the moment when everyone
That
is
was easy.
massacred.
maybe we should begin taking the city again.
Maybe
know,
we
I'm
should
not- I'm
consider
not
that this is a
tactful one.
trap.
Isn't
Maybe we
this a
should
total
consider
win?
this is an ambush.
Kit yells up, "There's no one in here."
Are you very, very sure about that?
I mean, how well are giants gonna be able to fucking hide?
Good point.
They're
That's-
sneaking
that-
around
that
the
is-
roofs.
Just like, if we don't move, they won't
Are
see
are
us.
are giants even smart enough to?
Giants
plan
have a
an
better
ambush?
stealth than
No.
Blossom.
I think this is ours. This might be the easiest battle in your career.
I
I
think
see
you
this
gotta
gonna-
be careful.
Yarmir's gonna start jogging
I don't
towards the
fucking.
doors.
I don't
He's-
talk. Yup.
Okay.
Okay, he's gone.
Yarmi,
Blossom doesn't like it.
you jog up, and Kit gives you an approving nod, and you look inside, and the men and women and people of the chapters have spread out all throughout the city in this 5-minute jog, and they're jogging through the city. You watch as they kind of weave through the side alleys, and there's no one here.
Where would they
Guys.
have gone?
City's empty.
How would they leave without being seen?
I'm gonna make an investigation check. I want to look for some tunnels or holes out of here.
Go for it.
Very
How
big
high
holes.
up are the walls?
I think I said 120 feet.
That is a 19 down to 18 with my amazing +1 intelligence.
Okay, you're checking around, Yarmir, and you don't see any holes. The only sewer, you look down it, and it has in fact been caved in. The one that you took, or the run that the rest of the wrong turns took in. It's just not a lot going on. You check through all the doors. You help the people of the chapters look through, and there's no sign that. Well, obviously there's signs, like there's dead dwarves, there's things like that, but there's no signs that giants have been here. You do manage to get to the center of town and kind of meet up with Kit as you're all investigating, and she's like, "Any luck?"
We ain't found shit.
Kit looks up to the secondary gate in the city, and it has been opened, and this is called the Neutral Valley, and this is the valley into where one of Agora's bells is located.
Oh.
So I guess they've just fallen back further, I guess, or...
Or they took the shit and split.
Well, I mean, they heard another bell the other day. It was yesterday she said they heard it, right?
Yeah.
Well, if the bell rang, Kane Jax wants to go look at the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
let's go
should
check the bell. That sounds like a good idea.
verify bell
Okay.
locations.
So you kind of creak the door open, and there's this long valley of dwarven-made traps and ballistas that have all been dismantled. There's pots of molten lava that have been overturned and simmered out. There's more dwarves dead here. There's ballistas like the ones the dwarves made at the entrance up lining the walls. There's arrows strewn about. There's swords battered and chopped in half. And then there is a small door. No, I'm sorry, not a door. It's a shimmering barrier, almost. It's like a very translucent white, kind of almost pinkish tint to it, and it kind of shimmers in front of you, and it takes up the rest of the valley, and you cannot see through this barricade.
At it all.
You all already know what Yarmir wants to do with that barricade. I hope you recognize that.
Back it down. I'm down. I'm with you.
I don't think we can.
Hold on.
Anyone can.
Yarmir walks up to it and kind of pokes it.
Your
Is it
finger-
completely solid all the way through?
No, it's like shimmering, and Yarmir, you poke it, and you feel the most intense pain you've ever felt in your life. You pull your finger back, and it is like essentially on fire. It is blackened. It is burned. You pull
Yarmir's
it.
just swearing up a goddamn storm in Orc. He's like just flailing his hand around, and it's
Blossom's like, he never fucking learns. I'm gonna go pull this lever. I'm gonna go open this door. I'm gonna touch this burning wall.
it's not a burning wall.
That's you. That's what you sound like, Yaramir.
Okay, Yaramir, I was gonna do the same thing.
Well,
Like, even I
we had to
fucking
figure out
learned.
what it is some way. We can't just walk around it. Can we walk
All in
around it?
solidarity
No.
with Yarmir.
Imagine if Chris is like, yeah, you can just
Yeah,
walk
it's
around
Yeah,
there's
it.
like
totally.
there's a door. Yeah, Kit walks up and she does the same thing with her brass appendage on her left arm, and she touches it, and one of the brass fingers kind of melts away a little bit before regenerating. And she's like, "Yes, I don't see another way around."
Blossom
Can
tries
I?
casting her mage hands just to see if she can cast through the barrier, and what happens if she tries to pass it like through.
Sure, Blossom. It's the magic stops at the barrier. Nothing can penetrate it that you know of.
Okay.
But your hand has no problem going through it.
Oh.
Wait, Blossom's hand?
Yeah,
The mage hand.
yeah.
I thought you said like the full hand. I was like,
No,
the
no.
whole
Blossom's
ass hand?
Mage hand. Which totally just looks like a tabaxi cat claw, kind of,
Mhm.
by the way.
Yeah, but Blossom, it's weird. You feel like even though you're not using your real hand, there should be consequences to this like everyone else had. And for whatever reason, you're completely bypassing this.
Well, that's weird. Alright, so it's not like I couldn't like manifest the hand on the other side, but I could pass it through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I try to dispel magic on the barrier?
Sure. It flitters to no effect.
I don't like that.
That's very weird.
I cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
Oh, last 8 hours.
Love it. Blossom, behind you, you hear, "Not locked." And you look around, and Nock is kind of standing over one of the dead dwarves, picking him clean and unlocking like a little box the dwarf had.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rude piece of shit.
The rest of you
Kind
see
of
him.
criminal.
his deal.
Did
The rest of
Blossom
you
get
see him.
everybody
fuck?
sees?
Yeah.
Is Kit like, what the fuck? Is Kit still there?
Kit's seen some shit. Kit and Adrian back in the old war days have seen some shit together, so
This ain't the first battlefield she's
Yeah.
seen not fucking like strolling
unlocking,
through.
yeah, demented
just-
people's shit.
I just had the horrific realization that Bryn is older than Shield Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure are.
I hate that.
So
I love it.
Nock is sitting there, and Blossom, he looks pointedly at you. His eyes are like glistening intense blue, and he points towards the door with one of his gross bandaged fingers, and he says, "Brown box." And he points through the barrier. passing his own finger through it with no effect.
Oh, shit. He said not locked, though?
He said not locked, and then he said brown box.
Oh.
Have you been hoarding boxes from us?
And Blossom, this is what he keeps saying that he wants you to unlock.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, Blossom's just trying to figure out how the hell to get there right now. And then also looks very uncomfortable knowing that now everybody else is like hearing this side of that conversation, because that's a new deal she hasn't told anybody about.
Not yet.
Kit yells over to Knock.
Can I try passing my mage hand through? See if it does the same as
Sure, yours does
Blossom?
not work. Kit yells over to Knock. Knock, you weird fuck. Can you please let us through? You're always
Damn.
here. You're always here after my battles, and I'm getting sick of you being a pain in my ass. And he
Yeah.
kind of laughs.
I agree with Kit.
You are a weird fuck.
You would. And he goes about unlocking another locket.
Blossom will kind of
I don't want to walk
tentatively-
through anything he unlocks. He's weird.
Weird, maybe,
Blossom
but he is a
will
little bit helpful.
tentatively reach out with her marked arm and see what happens when she touches it. The barrier.
Passes through like butter. You don't take any damage. You're not hurt at all.
Everybody sees her fur just all kind of like stand up on end, like out of like, ah!
Well, looks like
Magic's
you're the
weird.
chosen one.
Knock says, you go. Rest stay. Rest stay.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Hey,
whoa.
hey, hey.
I
At the
mean,
party! Yes!
I can maybe I can find a way to take the barrier down. Bryn, you got any idea like if there's what might be causing this that I can look for? You know, a lever or something, and I just
Potentially a
like, smirk at
lever.
Yaromir.
A button, perhaps some kind of rune or anchor stone. Anything that might be tying it to the location.
All right,
Perhaps a lodestone?
yeah. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Maybe
not-
some kind of arcane symbol.
Right. All right. Well, I guess I'll go take a look since no one else can get through. Yeah. All
Yes,
right.
Blossom.
Kit stops you really quick, and she puts her arm, her brass hand on your shoulder. And she's like, it is a long way to the bell, and you're going to need a lot more backup than that. Someone else, at least a few of us, have to come through with you.
Well, I mean, I wasn't trying to like get right to the bell. I'm just trying to see if I can get in and find a way to turn this thing down.
All right.
Is there
if-
right?
if
Because I
you-
forget it was like the barrier, and then there's like no buildings that we see or anything
Yeah.
on the other side, right?
Mhm. It's just empty.
Okay.
As you are having this conversation, Kangjax, you look above, and right at this area, the dome is not covered, and you feel the storms kind of brewing above you. Something innate deep inside of your bones knows that it's getting a little stormy.
Or be a Bruin.
You hear lightning in the distance and thunder, and in a column of lightning, Bulin appears behind you.
Oh.
This
Bulin.
column burns down in front of you, and he comes out. He's dressed in traditional war gear of your tribe,
Oh.
and he walks
Oh.
over to Knock, and he takes him by the scruff of his shirt, and he picks him up, and he pins him against the wall. He's like, I am fucking sick and tired of you always keeping my people out of places they need to go. And he smacks him across the head with, like, his hand.
Have them
And,
fight.
Oh my
and he...
Arch existence fight! Arch
He
existence
just
fight!
went like so up. Like I don't really respect the arch existences, but he just went way up there.
And he looks at Knock in the eyes, and Knock is kind of laughing and just, like, demented, like, giggling.
I hate Nox so much.
And he says, Lawrence, remember that you owe me a favor.
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Larry!
What?
Wait, who's Lawrence?
That's the best name for an artist.
And he
I
drops...
want to know who Lawrence was when he was a person.
Wait, what
and
happened?
he, and he drops Knock.
Wait,
Yeah.
Knock's name was Lawrence?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah,
nerd!
I want to know his story so badly.
Awesome has never tried harder to keep a straight face.
He drops
I bet
Knock
you
It doesn't
read.
bother.
into this pile of, like, dust and armor, and Knock, like, teleports behind him and straightens himself up. He looks around you, and
How
the
does one become an arch existence?
four
Side
of
note.
you
Hard work and
feel a
dedication.
tingling in your forearm, and you look down, and you don't have a permanent knock mark, but you do have a little temporary scar.
I don't like this.
This better all
Hey!
shut
Consent
up.
issues.
And
No
he
one's allowed to say shit.
not kind of waves you towards the door, and he says even, and he kind of pushes like shoulder checks Boolin a little as he
Not
passes
pushing.
by,
I'm gonna walk up to him, and I'm gonna push.
and he does
Boss.
the tough guy shoulder check and walks out of the valley.
Oh.
Oh, Boolin, old buddy, it's good to see ya.
He coughs and he turns around and he's like, King Jackson. He kind of leans on you, and he's a little weaker than the last time that he tackled
The
you
smile
and
fades.
roughhoused you. I miss you too, Livror. There is not much time to explain what is all going on, because you need to get in there very quickly, but I am not feeling well. No one really at the clan is. Blossom, your family is fine. For some reason, they are the strongest of us now. I don't really know what is going on. I have to get back there right now. Albion is... You know, you were there. It is not great. If you can find out what is going on, perhaps this all is rooted back to gaining the trust of giants, King Jax. I don't know why the giants were here, but perhaps if you can do what they could not, they would respect you, and perhaps we could make those ties we always wanted.
Feeling revitalized with the sense of purpose, King Jax is like, I shall do it, Boolin, but leans in. The magic's gonna have to work.
Yes, I will be at home, resting, and giving you my full attention.
All right. You take care now, old friend. Brother, I shall take this city in your name.
Thank you. And
Bacon cities now.
he leans over to Blossom. He's like, your dad is very cool. He knows lots of party tricks and like fun stuff.
I'm glad you think so.
And he walks out into the center. He gives King Jax a nod and column of lightning, and he is gone.
Yes.
Well, I think that about settles it. I don't think there's any time to waste wondering what the hell just happened.
I think we
I
gotta
don't
get
know.
going.
Let's just fucking. Ugh.
And
I'm glad you're all
Kit
seeing
is
it my
kind of
way.
yelling up to Boolin and Knock, like, okay, I guess I'll just stay here. I don't...
I guess we'll figure out what's going on.
Hopefully we don't all die. See you later,
Yeah.
Kit.
Kit,
Kit, go ahead.
sorry, do you know, like how far it should be for us to get to the bell or anything? Like, anything you can tell us about the terrain past this barrier would be fucking helpful.
Nobody knows. That's Boolin. Nobody, nobody knows. It's the 5 clans built this, the 5 dwarven clans, and I think you have the unfortunate ability that you're going to be entering probably the most well-guarded spot to enter. So whatever's in there, it's obviously not dwarves anymore.
Well, awesome. All right.
Love
Well,
that.
Adrian,
Yes.
be safe, okay? I would hate for this to be your last war. It was kind of a boring war, and I don't really want you to go out like that. You deserve some fireworks, some pomp, some circumstance.
I didn't even want to be in another war. I'm too old for this shit.
Well, it's not really a what. Anyways, well, thank you for being here. I don't believe in coincidence, and with all you're going through, this seems a little too coincidental to lead you here.
Adrian mumbles a little bit about being too old for this shit more. And
Adrian Murtaugh's it.
All right, go, you old crank, and she pushes you away. And you watch as she kind of ties up her long white hair over her darkish purple skin. And she's like, I will hold the paths in case anyone comes through. And she takes out both of her cutlasses and kind of stands at the exit.
Oh, is she guarding the door?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll be back as soon as we can. Hopefully with, I don't know, a bell or not a bell, you know, whatever we're supposed to do. See ya. I'll just go through the barrier and
We're competent.
Blossom, you pass through without a hitch.
or whatever we're supposed to do.
The armor will
Whatever's
be right
going
behind
on
her.
here.
I go carefully.
Same.
I'm following.
You all feel weird. It's like all of your muscles are vibrating due to stress and pain at the same time, and you grit your teeth and in your eyes, and you just keep walking through this like plasma type barrier. You all make it to the other side. You can see each other while you're walking through this, just painstaking step after painstaking step. Some of you help each other along the way, grabbing each other's arms and pushing each other forward, urging you to continue on. And you do. You make it onto what appears to be a crumbling stone staircase. It leads up to this door, and in the center of the door is a small hole. Instead of a door handle, Blossom, your mote of Ecrix, it flies out of your pocket,
What?
and it latches itself into the door, and the door swings open.
Does it stay in the door after that?
It does.
Huh. Well,
Well.
I guess that's the right way then.
It looks like we got the key.
I don't like that.
Let's keep going then. I'll go first. I'm keeping my eyes open for any kind of traps at this point, I guess. And I'll just sort of like pat the Ecrix and like a thank you as I pass by.
Okay. It kind of like, it's almost like a little squeak. It
Oh.
definitely understood somehow what you're saying. You walk up the steps and you look in front of you inside of this open door. Adrian, as you're walking by this door, this is the door that you've seen in your dreams for months. There is no fire giant in front of it. It was not hard to open, but it kind of gives you a sense of this might be where I'm supposed to be, if I can trust anything that my dreams are telling me. You walk in and you see an underground cavern. There's a town made of pale yellow sandstone. There are vines interwoven and greenery grows out between the cracked stone. There are hundreds of steps leading up to a large set of double doors. Adrian, very similar to the ones behind you. A star sits etched into the surface. Cracked and crumbling pillars line the stairs. A circular hole sits where a hand typically would. Or a handle would, sorry.
Neat.
We approach.
You walk up the stairs, and as you're walking, you see that there's roads and alleyways that lead off into the city. There's it's an open air type village. There's hundreds of small abandoned stone shacks surrounding the stairs. Short winding paths lead to the huts. Strangely, it's not dark in here. There's like a luminescent purple fungus lining the ceiling all around you. The stairs lean forward, and Bryn, your mote of Ecrix pops out of your pocket and opens the door in front of you.
I'm a little sad to see it go.
I know, I miss mine. My little rock buddy. Oh, okay.
Rock
My
and
pet
roll.
rock. Kitty, kitty.
You go again, and it's a similar door. It's another huge town, just sprawling vast. It ascends thousands of stairs again. As you are walking up this set, though, I need you all to make a perception check.
No, fuck.
Like these.
I need to have less tabs open.
19.
Blossom's very distracted by that whole knock exchange.
19, you said?
She's
Yes.
still going, Lawrence.
13.
Larry!
Blossom,
14?
you hear in your head, don't fucking call me Lawrence.
But Lawrence.
Anyone with a 13 or above, as you're about halfway up the steps start shaking under your feet. And I need you all to roll
boy.
initiative.
Holy shit!
Oh man. It's so late.
It's a
14.
dirty 20.
12er.
8.
Dirty 20.
KJ, Blossom. What'd Bryn get?
14.
Bryn, Adrian,
8.
Yarmy.
12.
Okay, let me find this, and then we can go. Okay, so King Jax, you're up first. You feel that the yellow stone underneath your feet begins shaking and crumbling as you look down, and these steps, these rocks, they have little eyes. They have one central eye that opens up. This is considered rough terrain, and you have about 60 feet before you reach the door. There are just hundreds and thousands of these. You look down the like little winding paths to your right and your left, and these little eyeballs just pop out of the ground and start chasing and running at you with these. They're not even legs. They're just like little spines that are pushing them forward. Very disturbing, very scary. There are just thousands of these things coming at you. Again, difficult terrain. You're 60 feet away from the door.
And it's nice and bright in here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, King Jax, you're up first.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out what the heck I want to do with all these little.
I
like,
know.
There's like a bunch of them, right?
Mm-hmm. There's like
So-
thousands. They're coming off the ceiling. They're falling on you. This whole
So, like-
place is shaking.
So like using a spell isn't gonna like do it.
I mean,
It
it'd
could.
kill some of them for sure.
Yeah, but there's thousands of them. It won't do anything.
It kill some of them.
So, I could use Gust of Wind to like keep a thing open, so like we have an open path. Oh man, so many decisions.
Quick question.
Mhm.
So, there's another door that needs an Equinox to open, right?
Yep.
We don't have that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
We have another Equinox.
oh,
I
never mind.
can get it there. How far is it? 60 feet?
Yeah.
Hold. 30 feet. And then difficult terrain, so half of it.
Mm-hmm.
I can get 45 feet in my next turn.
All right, what are you doing, King Jax?
Bruh, I don't even know. I'm gonna move. Fuck it. I'm a dash forward.
You dash forward. What's that? 30 feet for you?
Yeah, difficult terrain.
Yep, 30 feet. You make it up. All these little eyeballs are like stabbing and poking into you. There's little spikes and spines that are coming out of the rocks. Blossom, you're up.
Shit. So, we just gotta get to the other door. Yeah.
I think so.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
And it was. I'm sorry. You said the door was 30 feet, but difficult terrain, right?
It's 60, but difficult terrain.
60. Ah, shit. Oh, wait, actually. Blossom be like, hang on, give me the thing, and I'll use my movement, bonus action, and feline agility to double my total speed.
Okay, so you just
So,
rush all the way up
I
there.
can get there, yeah, I
Okay.
can just make it.
So you rush all the way up there. You kind of slide into home, and you place the Ecrix into the hole. And it kind of hums in your hand and helps you out. And the doors swing open into this ornately carved like throne room. But the things behind you still are creeping up. The cobble swarm.
Blossom's like, I thought that was gonna work. And I'll just take out my weapons to ready, because that was all my stuff.
All right, Bryn.
I can get 47 feet if I miss two steps.
47.
So that's what I'm going to do.
All right, so you misty step up there. You keep running over these things again, stabbing into you. Yarmir, you're up.
With a dash, it's 45 feet.
Okay, so you make it 45 feet. Adrian, you're last.
Dash
Oh,
30
hold up.
feet.
Oh, you
Hold
still
up.
have stuff? Okay.
Yep, I'm actually going to spend a key point to dash as well as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I can do another 45 feet, or no. What's 45 divided by 2?
23.
Sure. Yeah, so I get about 23 feet in addition
Okay.
to that, which is... That's 60.
Yep. So Blossom and Yarmir, you've both reached the apex of this. You're at the doorway. The other three of you, I need y'all to make dexterity saving throws, please. King Jax, Bryn, and Adrian.
Glad I didn't
That's
pass
a
this.
natural one.
Woof.
Yikes.
That's an 18.
15.
Okay. Bryn, you take 10 piercing damage. The other two of you take 5, Adrian and Kingjax. You watch as the ceiling is shaking and collapsing, and these little, or bludgeoning damage, I'm sorry, and these little cobble is just falling on top of you, and their eyeballs open up as they hit you, and they impact you, and then they just climb onto your legs, slowing your movement a little more. At
Would
this point,
would
No, you're
this
good.
count towards my heavy armor master?
About to ask. Hell yeah!
Yeah. so 2 damage.
Best
So
fucking feat ever.
you watch as all of you, just for narrative purposes, you're not actually grappled, but they are climbing up your legs and kind of holding on to you and making like this almost cast around your leg as they're kind of congealing back into the stone that they were formed out of. So you are feeling slower and slower, just weighed down by these things. Top of the order, Kingjax, you're up.
How far is Bryn from me?
She's probably right next to you, right? Or she's a little.
Bryn.
She's
I
a
went
little ahead of-
further
yeah,
than him.
she's like 15 feet in front of you.
I'll move up to Bryn. Bryn, on a scale of how you looking?
I'm okay. It was only 10 points. I mean, I'm not great.
Okay. First level cure wounds.
Okay.
And that's exactly 10.
Woo! Back to max.
So
Like it
King
never even
Jax will
happened.
pull up the incense burner, throw some herbs in it, snap his finger with thaumaturgy. Well, for flavor, snaps his finger,
Mm-hmm.
lights up, and then grabs Bryn's shoulder and just says a few words in Giant, which essentially, or in Elvish, actually, that are "be healed," and Bryn is wounds close up.
Kingjax, your magic is shaky, but you're there. It's there. You feel as if
back,
Bulin is
baby.
literally devoting his entire attention to you right now. There's no other clerics that exist, and he's just like, okay, come on, I need this to work. And he's just sitting at home in his bed under the covers, like, please, please.
Aww.
Aww.
That's the saddest image.
So it works, though. Like, you're shaking, you're kind of nervous, but that's your turn. Blossom, you're up.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, beans, as they
Oh,
say.
beans. I don't really know what to do from where I am right now, honestly. Like, I'm just kind of waiting for everybody to catch up, I think. Right?
Yeah. You're at the
Okay.
door. There's a few cobble swarm next to you if you want to take attacks. You could run into the chamber farther.
I'm not gonna run too far ahead of my friends. Yeah, I'll use I'll take 2 attacks at the cobbly things.
Okay, go for it.
A rapier and a dagger. Rapier is gonna be 18 to hit,
Yep.
and that is actually it's a 19. I keep forgetting to add my +1. 7 magical damage,
Okay.
and then the dagger is even higher to hit,
Yep.
and that's gonna be 5 magic damage. And I just want to peek into the next room and see if like what all I can gather from it.
Okay.
With intent.
So you take your rapier and you like scrape it across the floor, and with your boot you kick out the rest of them. They're starting to crawl up through the door at this point and continuing into the next chamber, but you're keeping them at bay. Inside of this chamber, it seems to be a nice like entry foyer, but the floor has collapsed about 10 feet behind you, and it's just this deep dark pit.
Ugh.
Okay, Bryn, you're up.
I'm just gonna dash.
You dash through the cobble swarm. It's kind of all over your legs. It's crawling up your arms, weighing down your robe, but you are up into the door now. With Yarmir and
Ooh.
Blossom there, they kind of help shake it off and push the cobble into the next room. Yarmir, you're up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna, if there's any cobble close to me, I guess I'll kind of swing at that blindly.
Okay, go ahead and make 2 your attack rolls, whatever you got.
It'd be 2 attack rolls. Okay, I've got one that definitely didn't hit and one that definitely did.
Okay.
Unless a 25 doesn't hit.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so 1d6. Wow, that's a whole 4 magic damage.
Okay. As one of them falls from the ceiling outside and is flying at the back of Bryn's head as she runs in, you just run up and Superman punch it back in. It just falls dead onto the stairs, kind of rumbling backwards. Adrian, you're up.
I laugh.
I continue to run.
You make it inside. The cobble swarm are going to take their last round of attacks, so I need everybody now to make a dexterity saving throw as they're just kind of trying desperately as you're closing the doors to just kind of throw themselves at you.
17.
18.
9. but I do have
Evasion.
evasion, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh.
18 also evasion,
Okay.
so.
Actual Luigi.
Yeah.
Actually.
So everybody
Actually,
takes.
I have evasion, by the way.
Everybody except for Yarmir takes 5. Heavy
Make
armor
it 2,
masters.
Abby.
Yeah, and then Yarmir, you take 10, but if you want to evade it, you take 5.
Of course, I'm gonna evade it.
Abby, stream 5.
I take none for being so fast.
Yep.
Evasion, by the way.
So,
By the way.
you're in this empty chamber, and we're gonna end it here. But before we do that, I'll describe the room to you quick, just so you know what you're looking at.
Another Chris.
I was gonna pull this shit from the last couple.
And
Just
before
real
we
quick,
go,
we leave.
Before we
I'm
do
gonna
that,
describe the room
everybody's
to
dead
you.
family members are standing there staring at
By
us.
the way, everyone's
The room
dead.
is filled with dead bodies.
It's all of your friends turned against you thanks to Persephone. The end.
It's an altar to
There
a
we go.
long
Blossom
forgotten
stabs
god.
King Jax.
The whole room.
No!
was
All right.
bodies.
This
Long
chamber
live the king.
has a high hovering ceiling. A mural on the top depicts the 5 clans of dwarves: a mountain dwarf, a hill dwarf, an aquatic dwarf, a Duergar, and a Darrow dwarf. A dragon sits behind them, impossibly large, enveloping them, wings around the 5 clans. The wings on the dragon look like the night sky. You instantly recognize this as Agora. The floor of the chamber has collapsed into a pitch-black pit 100 feet across the chasm. A similar door sits across from you. There are claw marks scratching all up this pit. Hundreds of feet below, you can recognize long claw marks crawling up or down. It's hard to tell. And that's where we'll end it tonight.
What the fuck?
What the hell?
That's a good cliffhanger.
What the hell?
Had to get one cliffhanger in.
Damn it. I mean, we already found out what Nox's mortal name was, so like the rest of the episode.
So
kinda
like
doesn't
it's
mean
irrelevant, right?
anything to me.
You should try to use it.
No!
Yes,
Lawrence.
because that is Blossom's top
I
agenda.
want to know what Lawrence's story is. How the fuck did he become like this?
I'll write you a short story someday.
Larry.
Please
Please do, honestly.
Larry.
I want to know.
There's lots of different ways, by the way. Just quick lore drop that like arch existence has become arch existence. Like some are born into it, some ascend into it, and some never wanted to in the first place.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's arch existence. All right, I know it's late, so let's go around and plug. Alex, go ahead.
Shit, me first?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, I'm Alex. You probably know me as Mr. Puddins on the internet. That's fine. Just call me Puddins. So obviously I play King Jax here. I am the DM for Steam Spell, our other Wednesday bi-weekly game. And it's Dungeons and Dragons meets Steampunk and Dieselpunk, and things are really crazy right now. So next week, tune in for episode 22 of that. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Tabletop Loot. Order dice and use that promo code SHIELDMOM, all lowercase, all one word, and you'll get 15% off your dice. And also, thank you to everyone who's donated bits and subbed and given money so far for our Chromatic Koala event. All of that is going to be going to wires for the koalas, the wombats, and all the Australian wildlife, even the cassowaries, those mean sons of bitches. Cassowaries are mean. Don't mess with cassowaries. Anyway, other than that,
Fucking dinosaurs.
feel free to drop in, say hello. Thank you, everyone who came by tonight. You're the best. You're why we do this.
This is true.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get through this quickly because I know it's late and our audience wants to sleep.
All right, Sam.
Hey, I am Sam. You can find me at the Sam Wisest over on Twitter. Here on Twitch, I am Samwise_GameG. You can also see me in the other Wednesday game, Steam Spell. I play Mouse, the Tiefling Cleric, who is going through just about as good a time as Blossom was today. Yeah, just about. You can also see me in Elsewhere on the first Tuesday of the month. Starting in February, you can see me here on Mondays in Dead Skies by Night, which is a new Eberron set campaign by No Initiative. I'm really excited about that. And also next month, I will be DMing a Dark Crystal themed game called Tales from Thra over at Heroes Without Limits. Check them out. They're a channel by and for disabled, chronically ill, and neurodiverse folks. So come and give us some support sometime, please. And I think that's it.
Yay. All right, Lucy.
Hi. obviously, I am Bryn here. I play Cat Steele, who is having a rough go of it over on Steam Spell.
Y'all make me sound so
Dude.
mean.
It's fantastic. I am having a great time.
Yeah.
Kirkazel's fine, to be
Not so
honest.
much.
He just wants to go home.
Yeah, I'm pretty chill, to be honest.
I am the DM for Elsewhere, the first Tuesday of every month. As Sam said, it's going to be fun. It's our second game coming up. I'm very excited. I have a podcast called Odyssey Exploration and Research. It is on basically anywhere you find podcasts. I'm trying to arrange a one-shot. We don't know. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. With a system I came up with, and I am on Twitter. I draw a lot. I draw a lot of D&D characters. Bluebird draws.
Nice.
That's it.
Abby.
Hello. I had to
Do
pull
this
up
in
the
your
calendar for this.
Do your King Torg voice for this.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, gosh.
The things coming up very soon. Okay.
All
let's
hail
see.
King Torg.
All hail King Torg.
Hello. I am Abby, and yeah, I'm here, but then I'm also in Steam Spell, and Nettle's having a very fantastic time. Thank you very much. She's doing amazing. She's great. So there you go. You have someone who's not miserable, Alex. But heads up, we are still accepting show submissions. If you would like to have a show here, if you want to GM something here, we are still accepting submissions. We will be reviewing them this coming Friday. So Thursday and early Friday is probably the last time we'll be accepting submissions for this round, for like the season-ish. So just heads up, if you want to do that, you can find the link to the submission form on our Twitter and our Discord. Let's see what else. On Tuesdays, except the first Tuesday of the month, I run stuff. On the second and fourth Tuesdays, I run the Excellence, which is our family-friendly show. And on the third Tuesdays, I run Kobolds Ate My Babies, which is not a family-friendly show at all. I'm also the host for Table Talkies, which is an interview show, which is going to move to being pre-recorded. We have not picked out a day yet for when those will be airing regularly. But after we have situated the new shows that we'll be bringing on, we will have that figured out. That's all.
Patches.
You did me last again.
I'm last, don't worry.
I can't follow up with shit like this. My name is Patches. You can find me on Twitter at Patches. That's Patches with 2 H's. I don't really do a whole lot in the D&D sphere aside from this. So usually what I do in these plug things is to sound like I'm doing something, is plug somebody else. I didn't think of something this time around, unfortunately. So, yeah, go shout out to Simple Flips, I guess.
All right, thank you. I'm Chris. I'm the DM here. I play Kirkazel, the Dragonborn Druid on Steam Spell. I play Bellinor, the High Elf Barbarian on Elsewhere. Great campaigns. Really enjoy them. Thank you all for being here. Tonight, I just want to plug this awesome new book I got. It's not mine at all, but it's called The Chronomancer's Guide to the Future. It's pretty cool. It's in a hardcover now. No affiliation with it at all. It's by Haggard Clint. Go check him out. He's a good guy, I think. I don't know him that well, but he seems cool. And I really like the book. There's like 2 new subclasses for like cyberpunk, sci-fi-like games for every D&D character. So it's really cool. You should check it out. Yeah, so thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to be reading this tonight. So have a good night, everybody.
Also, huge shout out to Beamer. 88.
Yes.
Yes. Very
Beamer's-
generous.
Beamer's the person,
A fucking legend for how many bits
Saving those wombats.
for sure.
Bless
they've
up, Beamer.
donated
Bless
for
up.
the Chromatic Koala event.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
everybody.
much. Thank you, everyone who's
Mhm.
donated, and especially those who've donated anonymously directly to Wires, because you won't get the pomp and circumstance of bits, but your donations still mean a lot to us and to the people in Australia and the koalas. Anyway, let's go raid our good friends Dice Priory.
Let's
buddy.
do
Yeah.
it. All right, good night,
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
night, guys.
Thanks, everyone.